Hello, Sani Bonani, Bolweni, and Awe. We are Tabletop Mountain. We're a group from South Africa, Cape Town, South Africa, where there's a big flat mountain just in the middle of the city. We all love her. We're all she's like part of our family. So that's why we call this stream Tabletop Mountain, and we are a collection of nerds that are going to be playing
nerd power
role-playing games. Yeah, just punch the camera right in the beginning.
That's what nerds do.
So how this all started out is we were like a small production company. A lot of us work in the film industry, and we also love playing Dungeons and Dragons. So we thought, well, why the hell do we just film our own games and put it online and have people watch it and infuse it with some of our local African myths and legends and flavor, and hopefully that will provide something quite unique to the audience out there. So that's what we're gonna do. But not only Dungeons and Dragons, we're also gonna do other tabletop RPGs, board games. There's a cool sci-fi game called Dark Matter that we started playing as well. It's a 5e setting or analog thing we can play. So we're gonna be doing a whole bunch of things on this stream, hopefully. But for this session, we're gonna be playing Dungeons and Dragons, and it's gonna be good. So we actually got lucky enough to get a sponsor for this very first episode. Woohoo! Thank you. Unknown sponsor. Now we're going to tell you who they are now. So how this came about is we made a little video last year for a film competition. Ben, do you want to tell us about that?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When we look in that one. Or this one.
No.
That would be weird, right? Okay. So basically we saw this competition online. It's called Light This Location, hosted by Aperture. And basically it's a lighting competition where you have to make a short film, 5-minute film, and use lighting in an interesting way. So we decided to film or just like a D&D game, get a script, film a D&D game, and get some interesting lighting on that, And we were lucky enough to actually win the best film in Africa. So with that prize, we got a lot of lighting gear, which we are using for this setup, and that's awesome, So yeah, back to you.
So
Thanks for all the lights.
Yeah.
So our sponsor for this episode, they saw that video and they were really amped about it, and they did a little article about us, and they just said keep us in check of what you guys are doing, what's your next project, where you're going with this. So they're called Unplug Yourself, and basically their goal, all they want to do is get more people to do tabletop games, and that's really awesome because that's exactly what we want to do. By doing this video, we want to grow the community of tabletop gamers in Cape Town, in South Africa, and even Africa if we can. So they saw that video and they said, what are you guys doing next? And then we told them about this idea we had, and we're going to be doing it in 2020, which by the way is the best year for doing tabletop related things, I think.
That's 2 natural 20s.
Yeah. So they said, great, we wanna sponsor you guys for that. And we said, cool, well, if we get a sponsor on board, that takes us out of the realm of just us, messing around, and actually into something a bit more legit. So they gave us some of the things that you really need, which is, of course, a monster manual, the Dungeon Master's Guide for D&D 5th edition, which I'll be using, and then also the Player's Handbook. Can you hold that up, sir?
Sure.
Let's hold it up to that camera. Yeah. And then they also gave us this amazing Tomb of Annihilation Dungeon Master screen, which totally goes with the aesthetic of our game, which is dark, jungle, a lot of mystery, a lot of sword and sorcery style. And actually this game was a bit inspired by the Tomb of Annihilation setting. We were initially just going to play that, but then we decided to turn it into our whole own thing with some African myths and legends and creatures and stories that you don't often see in mainstream fantasy. And not only that, they're also giving away 3 minis to people who have subscribed to watch this video, and not just little mini minis. I mean some of the big monsters. Why don't you show that out?
So this is a adult Remoras? Remoras.
Rumorous.
Remoras. I don't know how to say it, man. Like, no, it wasn't here just because it's gonna be in the game. I don't know if it's gonna be in the game. I hope not, because this thing looks fucking badass, man. Wow. I mean, let's just look at the detail on that. It's fucking cool.
Show that to the camera.
Look at it. Look at it shine.
So that's one of the minis, and then actually one of the sets is 3 minis in one set. So it's a set of goblins. There's a male goblin alchemist. There's a female goblin alchemist and a goblin, and just another goblin. He's probably like the slave goblin to the alchemist or something. And then there's a boulette. Boulet?
Yeah, they gave us like the hardest minis to pronounce for some reason.
Yeah.
Boulet, you can tell us in the comments, maybe you have the proper pronunciation for that name.
Apparently the boulette is like one of the oldest monsters in D&D.
Yeah, it was, so some of the original guys, they just found this, those like cheap little packets of Chinese toys with like random monsters in it, and they don't look like anything else, and they took those creatures and they came up with names for them, and those were like some of the first minis in existence of the game, and the boulette was one of them. So yeah,
Pop up like an image of it.
yeah, we'll pop up an image that we probably already did since when we were talking about them. So 3 lucky subscribers can either win the Remorhas, the Billets, or that group of gobos.
So do subscribe. Yeah.
And then just a little bit more about Unplug Yourself. So basically what they are is, it's not a company, they're just a movement that want to get more people into tabletop gaming, and they want to build communities around this hobby, whether it's RPGs, role-playing games like we're playing, trading card games, board games. They want to be sort of, if you haven't done any of that and you want to get into it, then go check out Unplug Yourself. Go on their website, subscribe to their newsletter, where you can also win things every month, which is pretty amazing. And they will just help guide you into this world of playing tabletop games, which is amazing. And obviously that's why they call them Unplug Yourself, because they want you to stop playing as many video games, as many, watching series, and do this. Sit around a table with your best friends and let ridiculousness unfold.
And if you're in South Africa, there's a lot of opportunity doing that while it's load shedding, Great way to spend the time. 2 to 4 hours of just like...
For those of you who don't know what load shedding is.
Yeah. We either don't know what load shedding is when the country literally shuts down the power and you can't do anything power related, so...
Yeah, it's if you're in South Africa, get into the hobby because it's something to do while the power is out. But yeah, otherwise just go check out Unplug Yourself, even if you're like an experienced gamer and you do this a lot, because they also have news about when there's cool stuff happening at the various game shops, when there's like events, conventions going on, competitions, and like I said, if you subscribe to their newsletter, you can win stuff every single month, and they let you know about cool stuff, so why wouldn't you do that? That's Unplug Yourself. Thank you guys, thank you for this.
Thank you, Unplug Yourself.
Thank you.
And thank you for these books, because these are things we're going to be using from day one, right now, right up until the characters.
This DM screen is
This DM screen is amazing. Just like look at some of the art on there.
so cool, man.
This is one of my favorite ones, and it really fits well with what you guys might find around. All right. And without further ado, I'm gonna play a little intro video.
That would actually be hilarious.
All right. You all find yourself on a planet called Tsimbavati. And you find yourselves on the continent called Akube. Yeah. Now, whenever someone says it, there's just an echo in the sky.
That's how scary it is.
It's like a strong wind just picks up.
Yeah. Okay. You all find yourselves here for various reasons. Either you're native to the region, or you found yourself having to come to this place for some reason. At the moment, you're all in a town called Nisanje. It's a little port town, which is actually now on the verge of like being a city. It's all of a sudden just went from small town with your everyday fixtures to all of a sudden just booming. And that is because it's a major center of trade. Everybody that wants to trade stuff comes to Nisanje, and especially because of the riches that comes out of Akube. You know, spices, plants, animals, rich minerals. There's just so many things that come out of here. And this little town is ruled by merchant chiefs. So there's no king, there's no like rulers, there are merchants who are in control of everything. So money plays a really big role in this little town of Nisanje. So you guys find yourselves in various settings within Nisanje. You guys either came from other islands, from around Akube, or you've been living in Nisanje for a little while on the outskirts, or some of you have come from a completely different planet, it may seem.
Different worlds.
Some of you have been on the high seas for a long time and now seeking refuge in the town, and some of you have just emerged from
A cave.
a cave. For the most part, you're all kind of misfits in this town, but the town of Nisanje is very sort of, there's a mix of all races, a mix of people from all different places, because it's this trading hub. That there no one's separated or judged by the way they look for the most part, but rather what status you maintain in society. So the city's quite segregated in the sense that there's the very rich and the middle class, and the very poor who are sort of locked out of the city by its big walls. Well, not locked out, they can go in, but if dangerous things ever happen, they just walls without any thought of the people outside it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Intense.
That's intense, man.
Good old class division.
Yeah. You guys know that Akube, the continent, well, some of you know that it wasn't always the way it was now, where Nisanje is sort of the only safe haven there is for society. Whereas just venturing out even a couple of kilometers out of the town, out of the city, you find yourselves in like hectic jungle, dangerous jungle, and you don't know how far that stretches out. And as far as anybody knows, there's nothing other than just treacherous, wild terrain. But it wasn't always that way. There were magnificent cities and towns that had magical technologies, you know, like big cities that had amazingly clear water, free energy for everybody. It was almost like, you know, almost like kind of sci-fi-ish cities on Akube. And for some reason, that all went to shit. And
Nothing but ruins.
something also sparked a kind of wildness on this continent. Whereas before there were a lot of open plains and savannas, and a lot of, you know, animals that you might find like lions or zebras or elephants. And over centuries, the jungle started just growing wild, like, I mean, massive. And there was the emergence of dinosaurs, which hadn't been seen, you know, for like millennia before that. So it's almost in a way as if things on this continent has started devolving. Like time is ticking backwards. You get the sense that everything's starting to become more and more wild and untamed.
How long ago was this shift in?
It's been this way now for quite a while. Maybe for whatever anybody knows, maybe at least 100 years, and it started happening a few centuries before that.
So for us, it's always been that way.
Yeah, for you guys, it's always been this way. But you hear stories about, the olden days and the magical technologies and the wondrous cities. And in fact, there are certain factions in the city that want to reclaim some of the past wonders. Like Sheldon, you, for example, attended a university of arcane recovery. And they specifically work to try and recover artifacts and lost lore and knowledge about ages past. But there are also people who do not like the use of magic at all. Because of its association with the downfall of Akube. Some people hold and believe that it was the overuse of magic, the overexpenditure of pulling on the weave of magic that made things the way they are. Of course, that's just what some people say, whether that's the truth or not, and that causes a lot of people to be skeptical of it, especially because of the existence of forbidden magics, or black magic, or dark magic. And certainly that has been on the rise in recent times. So there is reason for people to fear that. So there's a bit of a clash as well, where some people want to recover the majesty of the past in magic, but other people want to try and shut it down completely.
What's the vibe in Nisanje? Is that like... So is there a lot of magic use in Nisanje itself, or is that mostly... is the vibe there like, okay, let's not use magic because...
No, so you have that mix. So like the people from Akube are incredibly intelligent anyways. So within the city, even though there's not magic everywhere, they use like the waterways to power mechanical devices that help them to achieve certain workloads, and they harness and tame dinosaurs to carry heavy things around or to operate like heavy machinery. So there's a bit of like a Flintstones vibe as well. But there are, like I said, there are people who are working actively to recover magic. So there's like little fragments of it, especially in the richer, more sophisticated parts of the city, where people have the money to pay for expeditions into the jungle and to recover lore and items. So there is use of magic, but it's not very widespread.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So something else that's been happening is in the past weeks, people have been having terrible nightmares. To the point where certain people are going insane from the loss of sleep. And starting to become suspicious of family members and friends, and it's just affecting their lives all around. And even for you guys, your sleep hasn't been very well. In fact, you've had a couple of terrible nightmares in the past few weeks. And you could swear, each of you separately, wherever you were sleeping, that you heard the scuttling of something around your house for a couple of nights. But no matter how hard you look, you could not find something. Even if you set traps, even if you stayed awake and looked out for something, there was nothing. Until where you are now, you all find yourself groggily coming to consciousness, expecting to wake up in your rooms or wherever you find yourself sleeping, on the steps of a ziggurat or just outside camping.
In a hole in a wall.
In a hole in a wall. But you're not there. Some of you start to hear things first, some of you start to see things first. You feel very out of it and very groggy, and you start to come to. And what you see in front of you is a hut.
Okay.
Interior of a hut, but very big hut, sort of haphazardly built out of various materials, and it's just filled with stuff to the brim. Different jars full of creatures, things hanging from the roof, herbs hanging to dry, and as you start to look around, you see more and more things. And I actually want each of you to roll for the first object that catches your eye. So roll a d100. So those are the 2 percentile dice.
First roll of the game.
I got a 78.
Okay. You just see a glass bottle, and these are as you guys are coming to, you're trying to like find yourself and place yourself wherever the hell you are, and you see this glass bottle and it has this blue liquid inside that's just moving by itself, like thick blue liquid. That's what you see. It's just moving by itself. What do you see?
51.
51.
Oh, it's making me nervous.
That's enough.
So nervous.
You see, oh my god. You see what looks to be like people or like humanoid, but they just look like kelp, like ocean kelp. But as if these people have been dried to such an extent that they've just changed into like these dry husks of kelp.
Human bokkums.
Humanoid bokkums. Yeah, human bokkums. And that's just hanging off one side of the wall. And it gives you like
Tasty.
So first impression of this place, it's not pleasant.
it's not great, but let's see what else there is. What did you get there?
17.
You see in a pot plant basically a little plant, and you just see like the nose and eyes sticking out, basically like a mandrake type little plant in a pot, and you see its eyes just like shifting around, and you see like little movements of it trying to get out of the bird.
That belongs in a museum.
You think to yourself, but what you say is. What do you see?
7.
Oh no, it's wait.
Yeah,
Roll this one again.
This
one, yeah.
Oh.
91.
91.
Okay, there's a big desk full of like alchemical stuff, little jars. There's a jar just full of fingers, cut off fingers. There's thin wicks coming out of the tips of the fingers, almost like they're made into candles. You see different kind of cut up animal parts. You just see a whole bunch of grisly looking things, so much so that you actually just want to look away. But for some reason, you can't help yourself but feel extremely hungry while looking at these things.
No.
You carnivore, you. Cannibalism? Not
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was you, sorry. It was you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can't find yourself, and what do you say?
75.
Oh no, guys, where we at now?
Guys, I just don't want to die in the first day of this game.
That's the life goals. I don't want to die.
Don't die.
You see a little SketchUp of the 6 of you.
Wait, what?
Just a little sketch on the wall with.
But like all
What
of
do we
us.
look like?
But can we see around us like each other?
Yeah, you start to see each other like in kind of blurry visions.
It's like a family portrait.
Yeah,
Are we back to back, lying just randomly in a open space?
As you guys come to, you realize that you're sort of just tied, bound, sort of hands to your feet as well.
Wow.
So you're sort of lying either on the ground or you're in different positions, either with your back to the wall, sort of like you were just stacked in whatever convenient place there was.
Is there like a fire anyway with like two sticks on either side that looks like they're gonna place us on and roll us around it? Or is it like,
No.
oh, okay, cool.
You didn't see that?
Okay.
Yeah.
God.
What do you see?
That's a 32 for me.
Okay.
Something pleasant. Ice cream.
You see another weird thing, which is a honeycomb, but etched into the honeycomb, which is look like a sharp stick, looks like some kind of infernal writing. And you would know that because you're a sage, so that looks like kind of
Is it like kind of glowed?
demonic writing,
Oh.
just scratched into the surface of this honeycomb.
Well, shit.
What you guys also see as you guys start to shift and look around, some of the more prominent things in the room is a massive, bubbling cauldron.
There it is.
What's your answer?
And there's a rancid smell of God knows what inside, billowing, starting to billow out. There's a small collection of like caged rats that you see just behind it on the opposite wall. There's a jar in front of that overflowing with teeth. There's eyes of various creatures just plopped up on a table surface next to that. There's a big ornate mirror in one of the corners, in which it looks like there's a reflection of a creature. And then you also see now 3 humanoids. One is in a cage.
Oh, thank God.
A very small goblin-like creature, but it's hairy, almost ape-like in nature. Just locked up in this cage, and it looks terrified. It looks genuinely scared, and it's just looking around, darting, looking at you guys, and then you follow him, and you see him look to another one of those creatures.
Oh, wow.
Except this one has its eyes gouged out, and it has like a nail just driven straight through its head. And this one walks a bit more like mechanically, sort of undead-like, and with its mouth sort of hanging open.
Franken-goblin.
Franken-goblin, nice.
So these little hairy goblin-like creatures, yeah. And then
do we notice like what kind of creatures they are, or is it something we've never seen?
Those of you that you may have encountered one or two, you would know what it is just by folklore, by hearsay. These are tokoloshis.
Oh, wow.
And
Do they have very large...
Dollies.
yes, the one walking around with his eyes gouged out is just naked, and you do see a rather large appendage, to put it nicely. The other one
was 3-legged. Shit.
Yeah, it's almost that big to the point of being 3-legged. But the other one, he sort of looks like he actually has a bit of, like clothing on, a bit of leather pants, and like a strap around his shoulders.
Sophisticated Tokolosh.
Yeah. And you see that one sort of, the one with his eyes gouged out, sort of missioning around, picking up various things, and you see him walking to another creature bent over, sitting with her back turned to you against, by a table. You don't know if it's a man or a woman. It's sort of androgynous in the sense that it has like very broad shoulders, but it's also very skinny, and you guys see as she slowly turns around, this wicked face, like in a permanent sort of scowl, like the corners of her mouth is just pulled down permanently.
Old age.
As if she's constantly smelling something vile, which she probably is, because the thing that's brewing in the cauldron right now is pretty vile. And she has like these long kind of braided and mixed dreadlock black hair. Her skin is almost this dark orangey kind of color, and she has this white paint on her face that's starting to flake off. So it's this very like flaky appearance on her
I know
face.
exactly what this is.
Do we have any of our weapons and equipment on us?
You do not. You have whatever armor you would be wearing if you'd gone to sleep with armor. You maybe have a hidden dagger or two somewhere. But otherwise...
Can I just gander around real quick, see if I spot any of my gear?
Sure, make a perception check.
Just as I see her sort of looking back at towards us, I'm immediately like, survival mode, where's my shit?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
5. You start to like try and lever yourself up to look around, and you almost puke. And you fall back down. And with that, she turns around and says,
Tokalashi, it would appear that they are starting to wake up. Go fetch the remaining sleeping potion, please.
And you see the one with his eyes gouged out starting to like walk towards one of the cupboards that has like a whole bunch of different bottles and things on. And he gets to the cupboard and he starts to clink around and look. He turns back to him. And you see he tries to talk, but his tongue is cut off. And so he's just, in kind of stuttered tones, he's just... And the other figure, she...
What? What is it now, you stupid creature?
And she starts to mission over with a bit of a cane, she has a bit of a limp. She goes over to the same cabinet and she starts to just rummage through things there, sort of pushes him aside.
She says, oh, I see. We are out of the sleeping potions. Shit. Well...
Excuse me? Hi. Yeah, I'd just like to ask, what are we doing here?
Again, that's what you try to say, but it comes out as...
Well, I guess we shall just have to give them some of the previous nightmare brew.
Oh, now we know where the nightmares come from.
No other option, I guess.
In my mind, I'm thinking she doesn't actually look that bad. She's kind of attractive to me.
One more time. Wait, what?
Yeah, she's kind of cute. Yeah.
That actually comes out in an audible tone.
like this guy, Sheldon he's an animal.
Wow.
Prime of his sexual maturity.
Yeah, that's because Tortles, they mature like really late. And
He's an old man, but he's just hit puberty.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Is Iona also tied up on?
You don't see her with you right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but you sense that she's not far away. You sense that she's looking for you. Yeah.
That's good.
There's the same with your monkey. What's his name?
Shadow.
Shadow.
Yeah, I forgot to tell everyone about that earlier.
Oh yeah.
My flying monkey Shadow. I bring out my claws, and I'm just gonna try and
Okay.
break myself free with my claws.
Okay.
I always have my thieves' tools hidden upon me. So I'll also just kind of like reach for them and try and...
So the two of you make just dexterity checks.
Can I do a check with my thieves' tools?
15.
Yeah, sure. With your thieves tools, you can do that.
I get expertise in them.
Oh.
10.
Okay. For some reason,
The end dice here.
For some reason, this medicine has like affected you quite a lot, and maybe you figure that's because from where you're from, even though there's also humans here, and you're human, the humans from your planet have somewhat of a smaller stature than the humans here. Just in general, the humans here appear to be a bit taller, so maybe the poison's just affecting you a bit stronger. It might be, but you tried to go to work and it's just really hard, so it might just take you quite a long time to try and achieve something with that. And you rolled a 15.
Yeah.
Okay, you feel your claws scratching at it, but it's thick twine.
I'm just gonna keep going.
You're just
I'm
gonna
just
keep
gonna
going.
keep going and going and going and going and
Okay.
going. Go some more.
You see now.
Persistent one.
You see now this woman, this man, this vile-looking creature puts certain bottles into the Tokoloshi's hands, the one with the gouged-out eyes, and he starts to shuffle up to you guys and just one by one open your mouths.
Wait, no. Wait, first of all, do I recognize what that is? What that lady is? That a lady?
What she is?
Yeah, what she is.
Well, it's not hard to make a guess as to that this is a witch.
Okay. Second thing is, how conscious am I?
You guys are very out of it at the moment. You're still some of you may even still be asleep.
Oh, am I? But can I panic? Is it? I'm conscious enough to feel panic?
You can feel panic, yeah.
Okay.
but
So can I? So I feel like I want to rage. Can I rage? Is that an option?
I think
How lucid am I?
in this current state you guys are still in, she's made sure that you guys are going to be in a perpetual state of like
So
sleeping.
we're very sedated.
Very
Okay.
sedated.
So I
yeah.
can't even muster strength at all. Nothing. Dang.
At this moment of time.
So I
no.
can't break my ropes. Oh,
Sorry.
darn.
Okay. And so he starts to pour this liquid into your mouths one by one. This thick, vile, brownish black, really gross tasting mixture of you don't know what.
Again, not that bad.
Oh man.
That was fucking math.
Can I use my plant attunement to actually figure out what I'm busy ingesting?
The plant attunement I think takes an hour to sit with the plant and know
So
what it
I'm
does.
proficient with herbalism kits. Can I perhaps taste? Like, I mean, I'm sure that I might have tasted different kinds of herbs and these things.
Make a nature check.
Nature.
Oh.
19?
19.
No. Bonus.
You taste various things in here. There's a kind of worm that you're familiar with. There's definitely moonflowers in here. There's definitely the taste of meat, some kind of meat in here.
Is it cooked or raw?
Was it putrid?
It was not. Well, it's sort of boiled along with everything else, but not.
I only like raw meat.
Okay.
So it's very disgusting for Yanti.
You try and like spit it out, but he's doing the sort of like pinch your nose, making you down it type thing. But you get the sense, knowing herbs, that this is going to be another kind of sedative thing.
At least he's got a nose.
Oh.
Okay, and you this liquid starts to pour down your throats very slowly, sort of like sticking on the way down, and it makes you want to gag, but it just like it sticks its way all the way down, and you feel it immediately almost in your stomach starting to react and like bubble up.
Could have at least watered it down.
And the other Tokuloshi back in the cage was sitting there, sort of just terrified, and looks to the witch and says, "What are you gonna do with him?" And she says,
Shut up, you. You know, this is why we take out your tongue. If you would just keep it, then maybe you could keep it in your mouth. But if you must know, I need to make a brew so that I can satisfy them, so that I am not forever indebted to them and staying in this form. I'm brewing the most potent nightmare potion known to man. That previous one was a bit of a failure, but we shall see how it turns out on them anyways.
so you guys get the gist that what you've just had was some kind of nightmare-inducing potion. And almost as soon as she says that, this stuff reacts with you pretty fast, and you all start to come to more, almost much more vividly now. But what you see around you is not the hut, but just an open, sort of translucent field. Just sort of silvery colors.
We see each other?
And you actually see each other. You start to see each other, so this is like a shared hallucination.
Do we know each other?
That's what I was gonna ask. I'm like, we see each other, but like, who are you guys?
So some of you know each other, right? Like you happen to capture him on a boat trading exotic animals.
Wow, you're an exotic
About
animal.
that.
So we're keeping that story. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Right.
please continue.
And Yanti, when he first entered the city,
Oh, look, this guy just won't fucking leave me alone, bro. I've been trying to get away from him forever, but he's just always on my back.
yeah. So this is the first day you entered the city. You were sort of semi-naked,
Yeah.
You stole his bag of clothes.
Yeah.
And then the next day you just saw him around and were like, that dude is wearing
That's my clothes, bro.
Find your own clothes.
Needless to say, I gave him my clothes. But I have an extra pair of
And
clothes.
since then you've just sort of been following him around.
It's so cute.
Even though that really creeps you out because he has like snake eyes.
Wow.
But I choose some herbs to dilate them slightly to fit in.
Okay, so but there's still something odd about it. And
I'm not even... Can't even get away from you in my dreams, bro.
and you guys worked on one job together. Working.
No one knows what the fuck you are.
Yeah,
bro.
we
What the fuck are you?
I'm just
You sort of just come in random.
random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys now start to see each other, and you're a lot more lucid, and you can actually talk to each other. And for some reason, in this plane, wherever you manifested, on this shared dream, shared hallucination, you have all your gear. You have all the things that you would normally have with you.
Oh, we're gonna fight something. We're gonna fight something.
So now you see each other.
Cool.
Yeah, actually, at this point, it would be really good to describe exactly what you all look like. Yeah. Okay, so you're orc. Let's start.
Sure, yeah. So I'm an orc. I'm about 2 meters tall. I'm actually pretty young for 18, and I have this thick black hair, like in braids, that comes down the side of my face. I carry a gigantic great axe and a giant, what you guys seems to look like a log, just a giant log on my back. I don't really wear much armor, basically just like a pants, like a sheepskin type thing. And I have tusks that go sort of like down, almost like if you've seen like primates, similar like that, but just like overgrown. That's basically me, guys. Yeah.
Cool.
Scary.
So, quite scary. But so Avenda and Corsi coming in at 91 centimeters of golden brown muscle. She weighs about 18 kgs, and being a halfling Arishan, she has a beautiful full head of golden sun-bleached dreadlocks. And in the center of her forehead, she has a moss green marking of an eye right in the center, and you can just see the like radial marks coming off of this eye, running over her head and disappearing underneath her hair. And every now and again at the back of her neck, you'll see the marking running down her back, but obviously you don't see anymore. I also have this beautiful muted moss green cloak under which I conceal a bunch of herb cuttings that I take often. And that's pretty much me. And then to describe my beautiful Dracovenator, Iona. Iona is a beigey brown dinosaur raptor-like creature, and he has white dots, stippled dots running from the crown of his head all the way down his tail, and kind of lessening as they go around his body, and his stomach is a peachy pink.
Cool.
Dirk van der Ace. He's got a sort of really worn out but sturdy brown leather jacket over that he wears that has sort of just a couple of utility pockets around the sides of the arms and just on the sides. It's always zipped down, but can be sort of fold over, zipped up like a kind of biker jacket. Underneath he's got a two-tone khaki shirt, and he wears like really, really short shorts, like halfway down the upper leg, kind of short
You've
shorts.
seen rugby players like
PT pants. That's what we call it here in South Africa. And yeah, he's got kind of like a high sock going with some fallies, which are some like really sort of rudimentary leather shoesies. He's got a shoulder strap for his revolver, which is quite, it's like usually concealed by his leather jacket. On the one side of his hip, he's got a machete that's sort of hanging loosely, and On the other side is a rolled up bullwhip, and he always wears his hat.
Wait, what's his hat look like?
His hat's kind of like a sort of faded grey,
A cowboy hat, or is it
kind
more
of
like
not a cowboy hat in the sense that it's a broad brim hat as well, but sort of the actual top of the hat is a little bit more flattened out and just round. He's got sort of dark brown hair with little spots of grey along the edges, and
what's his age?
he's I would say he's probably in his sort of mid-30s.
Yeah.
So not very old, quite a young guy. And that's him, like a sort of tan skin, but it looks like he's sort of been out in the sun a lot and traveled a lot. Yeah.
Cool. So Silver Treasure, she is a black tabaxi, quite tall, very muscular, feline woman. And she has fur all over her skin, obviously black fur, but she has no hair on her head. And she has a silver moon crescent on her, of fur, silver moon crescent fur. And she has a long black tail. Her ears are filled with golden hoops, and she has a golden nose ring with a chain going from her ears to her nose. She's dripping in jewels. She has gold chains, and she has a gold chain with a scarab beetle, and she has gold cuffs.
This girl is loaded.
Gold cuffs on her. She has just a few like gold rings on her fingers, and she has kind of those kind of classic pirate tops, white flowing with a bit of frill pirate tops with a bit of leather like lace up that it's a bit open. She has bosom's a bit loose and free in the wind. And then she has she has her arms wrapped up in like tan brown leather straps, like braces. And then on her, she has like a high-waisted kind of leather skirt that has white and green flowing material with slits up the side for agility to move fast. And she has a moon crescent also on her skirt. And then her legs, she has leather boots, brown leather boots that are wrapped up boots up to her thighs. And then on her thighs, she has leather wraps as well with her daggers concealed under there. And then her companion, Shadow, he's a flying monkey. He looks like a vervet monkey. And he has big black wings.
Cool.
Okay, so Yanti, being a Yuan-Ti pureblood, he has got a pale, like almost green, greenish tint, like skin, and yellow eyes with the vertical, like snake, like pupils. But like I said, he chews some herbs to get them dilated a bit so that he can try and fit in with you.
He's always tripping.
Yeah,
A little bit.
yeah. and if he's like in direct sunlight, he squints a lot because of the dilated pupil. And he wears a button-up shirt, but like if you
Misalign the buttons.
if you misalign the buttons, like the one like half of the shirt's like longer than the other, it's like it doesn't make sense. He doesn't really care. And he's got these stitched together leather pants and basically like leather slippers that he's wearing. Yeah, and he's got a bit of a forked tongue, and
That's great.
yeah. So when he tries to intimidate people, he would like.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes uncontrollably, you just give a bit of a.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yanti
Oh, and
sounds
his hair is like very crazy and all over the place. And,
like mad scientist vibes.
yeah,
Like it was
with like
science
a widow's peak. So yeah.
Sorry, just before I go, what's your character's name again?
Vendor.
Vendor.
A vendor.
A vendor. I just want to write it down so I don't forget. And you are?
Chabu.
Jabu.
Someone call the dog, please. Maui.
I'm crying in my bed.
Come.
Dirkie, Silver,
Silver, yeah.
and Yanti. Okay.
Tell me about it.
Alright. Then moving on to Sheldon.
Okay, so Sheldon is a turtle, which is basically a humanoid turtle man. Quite big, quite large. He's quite old as well. He's in his late 60s, maybe. You know, or just from like sights, you can see he's an old man. He's got like a cane that he walks with. But you'll notice he always like accidentally drops something in front of like a beautiful lady. It's like,
Oh, would you be so kind as to pick up this thing for an old man?
like, you know, like bowing down and like.
He's the pervy old man.
He's a perverted hermit. And
Like Master Roshi.
basically like, well, yeah, not too Roshi. Yeah.
Who's Master Roshi?
Yeah, who is that guy? No, but yeah, so Roshi you actually spell Roxi, but people are constantly saying like Roxy, and he hates that. He like,
That's Roshi, not Roxy. Do I look like a rock?
and he kind of does look like a rock because it's
A Rock or The Rock?
No, not the Rock. Not the Rock.
Jane Donson. Dwayne Donson.
Dwayne Dwanson. Yeah, no, not that guy. Anyway, what's that? Okay, so he doesn't really wear clothes because he's in a shell. But he's got like a different array of belts.
Naked old man under there.
Yeah, like it's not a pretty sight. It's not a pretty
That
sight.
image in my head.
Yeah, you see, it's like he's got quite like a decorative shell. Like it's got cool colors and everything, but underneath you can just imagine it's like scrawny, like old man, like kind of. Anyway, yeah, some belts, some slings, some bags, you know, like all kinds of stuff. You see, he's got like a lot of like weird little bones dangling off him, or like natural like herbs and like sticking out of a bag here, and all kinds of little bits and dats, you know. So yeah, what else is there to say about him? Very scaly, kind of a grayish green complexion to his skin, and yeah, that's about it.
Why are you guys in my dream? And also, who the fuck are you?
Do any of you guys know what they've just given us? Obviously, this is not real. This can't be a reality.
I mean, I've drank worse before in my life, but never had this happen to me.
It wasn't that bad. Come on, like it was kind of meaty in a very pleasant way.
Yeah, ne? I've never had this thing before in my life.
Okay.
God, look, man, that's your opinion, okay?
Nah, mate, this is pretty fucked up. We're in a fucked up situation right here.
Hey,
I don't know
you
where we
captured
are.
me that one time. You.
where'd you go
While
now?
they're
I
argumenting
wasn't gonna
or like
sell
talking
you
to each other about it, I'm gonna sort of just walk around and see what I can see, investigate, maybe.
You know what? I wasn't actually going to sell you. I was going to keep you and see what you had, and in an exchange and a trade, you know, you give me something, I give you something, and then I was going to let you go. And I went to go get your food, and then I came back and you were gone. So you know what, mate? That's on you.
You know, any story that goes longer than 5 sentences, I don't trust you.
Yeah, all right, mate. That's on you then.
As
That's on
you guys are still talking about each other, you hear the last kind of remnants of the voices from the other room fade away, and you hear her going over what seems to be a recipe. And she says,
Okay, I just need to check one last time. This needs to be perfect. I lay a bed of moonflower, start to boil. Then I strip the tail of a big cat. Put it in, chop it up, stir it. Then a bucket of ground up tortoise shell. That was gonna be a lot of tortoises, but I found one big one. And then the heart of a creature from another world. Oh, this one I thought was going to be hard, but I got it. And then the blood of royalty, sprinkled in with finesse. Oh, and this one, the manhood of a fearless warrior. Ah,
and like,
Yeah, you know that's it.
And finally, to bring in that last oomph, the eyes of a snake man.
So you get the idea that you
Wake
guys...
up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
And with
I
that,
think we are the ingredients.
with that, the voices from the other room and the sounds from the other room fade out, and you guys are now locked into this new world. You start to walk around. Okay, you're looking around. You're the first one looking around. So roll a D100 for me, please.
oh man.
41.
As you are walking around, just as you're looking into this sort of effervescent, kind of inconstant plane around you, you see there appear on a table a berry pie and a mug of ale just in front of you.
I just look at it and poke it.
Seems real.
It all seems
I'm gonna
real.
pick up the pie and the ale. And then I'm gonna walk over to Yanti and just stand the pie.
And it takes some of it.
Yanti very like he just takes it the pie in the face.
And then I just say, interesting.
And then I just keep walking around.
While I drink the ale.
While you drink the ale, it's a delicious berry pie. It
I go
tastes-
like this and
Yeah.
It's berry.
And it's a pretty bitter but a nice, strong tasting ale.
Fucking hate pale ale.
Yeah, it's definitely a craft brew.
What's your character name again?
Dirty.
Okay, I walk up behind Turkey and I just rub my face off of on the back of his shirt.
I sort of try and dodge it, but you just keep going around me. Eventually I just kind of give up.
Can I still sense that you're in a... Do I still have that bond even though I'm in a dream state?
Yeah, you sense her still coming closer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, so having studied at uni, being like, can I make some kind of like Arcana check or something to see? Because it's a nightmare potion, right? That she gave us. So can I see if I read anything about nightmare potions, how to maybe wake up from one, or?
Yeah, make a Arcana check. That would be.
I am proficient.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So that would be that's an intelligence check.
It's not immediately terrible.
So 17.
17, yeah. Okay, you've heard about this kind of potions before. It's, you get ones for good dreams, you get ones for bad dreams. Since she called it a nightmare potion, you would assume that this is gonna be bad. But she also did mention that this was kind of a failed brew. So maybe it doesn't have exactly the effects that she would want it. And definitely the shared hallucination is especially quite strange for this kind of brew. So obviously she did something wrong in it. And you do know that...
So is there like a vulnerable place in this dream?
You do know that it requires perhaps extreme mental capacity to try and shake yourself out of a dream like this.
You guys see Sheldon just going.
I take out my machete and I put it in my hand. And I put it through. It doesn't cut my hand.
You take 1d4 damage.
Anything else I use?
Okay. And it just starts bleeding. So it seems like whatever you're experiencing here is very real.
Okay.
How much damage?
It was just one. Yeah. You just did a light nick.
So like, I'm gonna try, just like, so everything you're saying, it feels real, right?
It feels real. Yeah.
It feels real. So who's closest to me?
You decide.
Okay. Okay. Slap me. Slap me in the face. Okay. No. Again.
You want me to slap you harder, okay?
Sheldon's just looking at this like,
guys, just keep beating me. Everyone just
I
keep
punch
beating
him in the face too.
I take my staff at the moment.
Just beating on top.
No, I'm just gonna stand back and flick my tail.
Am I getting? Do I feel like I'm getting mad? Like I feel like, cause I know back in our village that when we're in trouble or in danger, that there's this power that we can tap into, and I don't know how it works, but I just know it's related to anger, and I don't know how to control it yet. So just keep beating me, guys.
What else makes you really angry?
I don't know.
You being, thinking about it a bit more, like about this brew, you get the idea that you will be able to sort of navigate your way out of here, but because you guys just took it, it's at its strongest right now, and it's the hold on you guys are very strong.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say,
Guys, let's stop beating on the big man here. But I didn't get my turn yet.
Do you let him take a hit on you?
Sure.
Okay, I step forward and I punch him in the face.
Can you all of them make attack rolls on him?
Okay.
3.
No, that doesn't hit. Sauce.
Take 5 bludgeoning damage from me.
5 bludgeoning, bare hands.
Yeah, I'm a tavern roller,
What's
so
your-
I'm
what's your-
proficient with my
What's your
fists.
AC?
14.
14.
No, I didn't roll. I didn't hit. Yeah, I was standing
Yeah,
back.
I missed him apparently. Or I just punched really weakly. So.
I was like hitting him, but more just like a, like a.
Like an old man hits a kid with a cane.
Exactly.
You
like
stupid child!
Get off my lawn!
Anyway.
All right. As you guys sort of break up from that huddle, you now take note of each other, and you see these appearances that you just described. Some of it is a bit strange and foreign to you guys. Most things you see is foreign to you. But you start to look around you and see that there are more things manifesting in the space. So I want you all to roll D100s, roll percentile dice.
D100.
I also just wanted to say something at Sheldon before we.
Okay.
So I was like stopping them from hitting this guy.
Okay.
And okay, but anyway, so I was just gonna say,
Guys, from what I know about the nightmare potion, I do believe that if we follow this through, we might be able to escape. So there might be some encounters or something that we can break through the nightmare and wake up and hopefully save our own lives.
Yo, look, I had this dream once, bro, and like the only way I could get out of it is if I just followed this path. I just kept walking, and then eventually I just woke up.
Wow, your accent is quite interesting.
Yeah, I'm not from around here.
Okay. Cool. I am also not from around here.
Yeah, but I'm like more not from around here.
Oh, it's a competition now.
Well, I mean, if
How
it
many
was, I would win.
kilometers?
Okay, that's what I'm saying. If it was a competition, I would win. Okay, I'm not, not to be a duelist or anything, but
You don't want to make it a competition, okay? I see.
all right, old man. Okay, listen, let's find that path.
Okay. So as you guys say that, you look around, looking for a path, but you see more things appearing around you. So let's start with this at what you roll.
I rolled 11.
11. So you try and say something, but it comes out in a language you don't understand.
Wait, what?
It comes out in what you know is abyssal. So he speaks this kind of demonic language.
what's happening now?
Oh man, why did the one who looks like an evil thing?
I can understand abyssal.
You can understand abyssal. Okay, so he can actually understand you.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you're gonna have to be like his translator for the next bit.
Okay, cool.
I can also telepathically communicate just with anyone
Okay.
within 30 feet.
Just in case you're wondering.
Are you saying that out loud, or are you just saying that you...
I'm just whispering to everyone in the mind like,
Okay. You hear our thoughts.
I told you not to do that, bro.
I'm just translating what he's saying.
Can we talk back to you telepathically, or it's like a
Once I
made a link?
made a link, we can talk.
That's so cool.
It's like free
But I
message.
think you need to be able to see them, don't you?
Yeah, it's like I need to be
Yeah.
basically there.
Can you hear people's thoughts?
No, I can't hear their thoughts. I need to
Link.
basically.
They need to give you access.
What did you roll?
43.
No, I do not give you access. Denied. You are denied.
A strange fruit tree appears.
So angry.
A strange, like a strange, what looks like a big fruit tree appears about 30 feet away from you. But instead of fruits, it's dangling kittens.
That's so cute.
Alive kittens?
Live kittens dangling from this tree.
From their tails.
Dirk has a soft spot.
Do I see this as well?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I go walk up. I make sure, like, are they looking at me? And I just try and take them down.
There's a large tree and I have to like climb
I just
up.
climb the tree.
Okay.
I'm a cat.
You have a climbing
I'm
speed, so you
climbing.
go get up.
I'm gonna go get as many kittens as I can and pile them onto my body. And come down and just stand there like,
I'm just thinking Iona would go crazy, like just wanting to like chase the cats and munch a little snack. Little side snack.
And Dougie, what did you roll?
I rolled a 33.
33. The pie is divided at this point. You probably drank the ale already.
Long ago,
Okay, so all of a sudden, just around you, you feel like wind, as if like this small wall of wind is just gusting up all around you.
Guys, don't look dramatic.
You do, like your hair is blowing, your jacket's all like.
You felt a little bit like. Wow.
What?
Like Sheldon is strangely aroused.
I just stand like very sort of dramatically.
Do you need to relieve
It's
yourself?
like a backlight. It's like a backlight coming up.
And there's just kittens running around, or your arms are spilling over.
yeah,
kittens.
I'm just trying
what
to
did,
hold on to
What
the
did you
cats.
roll?
I rolled 61.
61.
No, wait, 26, sorry. Not
26.
dyslexic there.
Okay, you see just out of nowhere a bolt of lightning just strike down in 20 feet away from you. So I need you all to roll another percentile. I'm gonna see if it hits you.
Great.
No, I forgot what my previous one was.
No, let's just roll again. What do you guys roll?
75.
51.
12.
33.
52.
87.
Okay, you unfortunately
Get hit.
it doesn't hit you directly, but it strikes close to you.
Oh my god.
So
Oh my gosh.
Right thought. Just check this awakened mind feature. It says that I can telepathically speak to any creature, so it's not.
it's not two ways.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I can just speak with you.
Well, you can do that, and they can reply back in a loud voice. But yeah. So you take 8 points of lightning damage. As you get struck down by that. What did you roll, Yanti? Or roll again?
I had a 33, but okay for the what appears. Okay, 36.
You feel. Wait, is that the right one? You feel just this sense of like truthfulness bubble up inside of you, and you get the feeling, you get the sense that you cannot speak anything untrue. So whatever you say has to be the truth.
Hand me one of those kittens. I want to eat it.
I slap him.
Ow!
Excuse me, get the fuck away.
But I like it when it's raw.
I grab them and I start walking faster ahead. You
Come
stay
back
away.
here.
You stay away.
There's a whole tree of them right
There's like a
there.
whole.
You can just climb it and eat what you want.
He is right there. There's a whole tree of kittens, and there's kittens running around right now.
Okay. I try to catch a kitten.
Okay.
Oh my god, I load up my crossbow.
I'm gonna see him. I spot him already, sort of looking around for kittens, and I'm just gonna go up to him and be like, Yanti, look, we've had this conversation, okay? Kittens are not for eating.
At this point, he's standing there like,
Yeah, it's like I've got
Put
the kitten.
the kitten down. Okay, look, and I take him sort of at the back and kind of guide him on, and then I just sort of like talk about extravagant meals of kittens and like other lavish raw meats as I sort of just try and walk away, like, and at the same time sort of trying to look for like a pathway.
Okay. When he tells me about these extravagant raw meats and things, I put down the kitten and it's like, tell me more.
Can I put my
Sounds
crossbow
delicious.
away?
slowly lower your crossbow.
Yeah.
What did you roll?
35.
You see, just off to the side of you, like this big snake appears. Big constrictor snake. And it just sort of comes up to you.
Well, hello there, young man.
And it doesn't do anything. It's sort of looking at you expectantly, as if it's expecting you to say something.
What do you want? What do you need?
Just keeps looking.
I go up to it and I poke it with my stick.
It recoils a bit and like hisses at you, but it doesn't attack you.
I go into my bag and take out a little piece of ration, whatever it may be, and I haul out.
Okay. A little piece of dried meat. And snatches it and like sort of
I shall call it Fluffy.
sort of sails off to the side a bit. And then next, things are starting to appear faster and faster, but now you see things that appear that are recognizable. So as you start to walk ahead and you're looking for...
I'm just looking to see if there's like some sort of road or path or something that manifests that seems like it's giving us a bit of direction.
Maybe it's the snake.
You don't see a road, but you do see this massive runic platform appear. Something you recognize. Just give me 1 second to get this.
Yeah, all these kittens around here making me feel a bit clucky, honestly.
Clucky.
Yeah, you know.
What does that mean?
You
Like,
see this thing. And you also see...
makes me feel a bit broody.
Does anyone understand what she's saying?
You see on top of it a very recognizable idol. It's a very recognizable platform you've seen before. This was the last place you saw on your home planet before you shifted through the massive portal that was generated by this runic floor itself.
Guys, I think I found a way back home. And then I'm gonna run straight to it.
Okay. As you start running, more things start appearing one by one by one. You see, Sheldon Roshi, things pop up. The library of a university starts to appear in bits and pieces.
What's that doing here?
Just randomly, out of nowhere, you see carpets of the rooms
Oh my goodness.
and bookcases.
Our imaginations are twining.
And you see, but they have sort of a light gravity to them. So some of the books are sort of starting to float out, and you also see a familiar figure there, peering over a book on a little pedestal. You see the tiefling called Dekarabia, someone from your past. Dirki, you were already told you see this, basically the last room. You saw it fills you with a bit of terror as well, because it was the last place you saw
Traumatic experience.
before you got away from your home world. Silver, you see just in the air appear a shark.
oh my god.
Big ass shark, but with the face of a human. Just like plunked onto the front of the shark.
I hold on to my kittens.
It's pretty disturbing.
No guys, this isn't right.
Avenda, you see some almost like a recognizable arch enemy to you, a young Allosaurus that used to hunt you when you were stranded in the jungle initially on the beaches. This was sort of like, it was his territory, and you had to constantly hide away from this guy.
Wow.
And you see him and you recognize it.
You're in a nightmare when the drugs start to take hold.
And Jabu, you see that very eerie mist in the mountains that you're used to. The mist where people disappear and never come back. And you see patches of it just fading in and out all around here.
I think it's pretty...
We're going to die.
And Yanti, strangely enough, you don't experience something all too negative. You experience something more in a positive light. You see your old friend Anansi.
Hey! Everybody, it's Anansi, it's my friend!
To the rest of you, this is pretty scary looking because it's like this big Spider-Man, but he seems to be cool with that.
Ooh, it's Spider-Man in the house.
Spider! Wait, spider?
There's
Spider?
a few more things here, just randomly floating around. So now you guys there's all these things manifesting in the space around you, but you do get the sense that some of these things are immediately antagonistic. The shark comes darting towards you. The Allosaurus gets a hint of you and starts to lock onto you. And you, at this moment, this point in time, you think about Iona. You think about Iona so strongly that she also starts to appear in the space. She is there already, I put it down. And the same for you. Yeah, because you can't help but think about your companions when you know there's a state of danger. You do everything with them. They help you through all these situations. So
She would love these kittens.
they appear, but you don't know now if they're real or not. Like there's a weird, you know, like they feel real, but you don't know if they're actually here in the space with you. And at that, we're gonna roll initiative, but maybe we should just take a quick break here before we jump into that.
Okay, cool. Do we roll initiative now or off break?
Let's roll when we come back.
That means hello, everyone. We hope you're enjoying the first episode of Tabletop Mountain. I know we are. We just want to use this opportunity to thank some people behind the scenes. First of all, thank you, Josje de Vries, who's behind the cameras.
Thanks, Josje.
Yeah, we also want to thank Nina Maria, who does all the awesome character designs and character art that you see during the game. Cool stuff. Thank you, Luan Kleingeld, for helping with the world building. Also, thank you, Tim from Tabletop Audio. We downloaded a lot of his tracks that we're using in the background, some ambience tracks and music tracks. And you'll be hearing that throughout the game. Really cool. Also, thank you, Al Tesoro del Dragon, who designed the really cool character sheets that we're using. Such a unique design and such a cool design. So go check them out. If you want to check all those artists out, we're gonna post the links to them in the doobly-doo. And be sure to support them because they're all really cool and good at what they do.
Talk about supporting artists. You know, making a video like this is a lot of work, from like preparing all the miniatures and stuff to filming, editing, you know, just producing, like communicating with everyone, organizing the whole thing, making props and scenery. It's a lot of work. And for that reason, we've created a Patreon where you guys can go check us out and make this series a reality. So make them play until level 20, hopefully, if they survive the jungles of Akube. But yeah, go check out our Patreon because there's really a lot of cool options to get involved. One, you just support us because you want this stream to continue and you want to see the next episode, you want to see what happens. Two, you support us, but you also get all the content we create, whether that's music, sound effects, the images you see, you know, unique monsters and creatures, character options, a whole bunch of, like everything you see in the game, basically, you'll get sent as a package to you. then there's another option or a few options where you can actually get involved with the game by creating an NPC, creating a magical item, creating a trap or an artifact, or even creating a villain that will feature in upcoming episodes. So you actually get to be a part of the game and be a part of Akube, which I think is really cool and unique. Yeah, so I'm not going to ramble on too much about that. Just go check out our Patreon and make things happen. On that same note, you know, even though we're using these wonderful and bizarre stories from South Africa and Africa, there's a lot of hardship that happens here. Every day people live extremely tough lives. So we want to get to a point where we can also do our part to give a little bit back. So once we get to a stage where the production costs are covered and we can do what we want to do with each episode, we would love to create a tier or an option for you guys to be able to support a local initiative here that helps artists and musicians from disadvantaged areas and just gives them a platform to do their stuff and try and make a living out of what they love doing. And it would be awesome if we can even get some of them involved to create content for the stream. So that's just another good reason to support us, to support Tabletop Mountain for the future.
That's a great reason. Another good reason is you can win awesome prizes, like we mentioned earlier. We're keeping the prizes local this time around, so all the prizes are just going to our South African subscribers. But I must mention that the 3 goblins that you could win is now actually 7 goblins. So the person winning 3 goblins is actually winning 7 goblins, which is freaking awesome. And then by a fortunate turn of events, we got this DM screen that's also part of the prizes, thanks to Unplug Yourself. Yeah, it's the same DM screen you're seeing in the game, so really cool one. Check that out. And without further ado, let's get back to the game.
Yeah, we're back to jump into the battle.
Oh, good.
And roll you guys initiative.
Which die should I use?
We're just gonna take it from you.
I saw that.
No, wait, the door's open.
Oh, 2 natural ones.
Oh, I can re-roll.
Oh, you can go.
Oh my god. So I didn't actually roll, I more like placed it on actually.
Alright, so what did you get? 1. Total, 1. Okay.
No, it's 2.
2.
There's your initiative.
Oh, it's +1. Okay, thank goodness. I forgot I have initiative.
I got 1, but I can re-roll.
Once, no?
So you want to use it for initiative? Your reroll?
Yeah, it's just you have +4 each initiative.
She's a halfling, she has
I can
like
reroll.
lucky.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like, just now it's in crucial in battle and you roll a
I
crappy
can
roll.
re-roll.
All of them.
Well, yeah, but you can only go a
Every
certain
time
amount
I
of
re-roll a 1. Every time
Yeah,
I
it's a
roll.
halfling.
The halfling is every time.
Every time.
time you-
I roll
But
a
you
1.
have to use the new roll.
Yeah.
Every time?
Every time.
That's great.
Every
Using
time.
halflings.
So
Halflings
I'm
are
gonna re-roll.
Every time. Yes.
That's pretty
Use
crazy.
your turn now.
That's 10 plus 4, so 14.
Nice.
Nice.
But for instance, if you roll a
No,
1
we can roll.
and you use your halfling lucky feat and you roll another 1,
Then I have to use it. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you've got to use the second die, regardless.
Right, Turkey, what did you get? Turkey.
Oh, my bad. 19.
19. Silver? 10.
Yeah.
Empty.
16.
16. And Sheldon.
4.
Oh, my back!
You young kids go.
I'll get him! Oh, just wait.
Alright. Appropriately, you're in front looking for the path.
So, just from looking at, do I just get a generally threatening aura from like everything that's here in the dream?
You see that shark like pacing towards Silver, who is close to you, so it's coming in your general direction. That guy standing over there, that kind of like tiefling horned looking guy, he's sort of just over this book and he's engulfed in that. You see the spider dude, you're not really sure what his deal is. You see the Allosaurus at the back there also and sort of starting to come towards you guys. So those 2 things definitely look threatening right now.
Okay, I would probably want to get to the runic circle because It's like my whole mission right now. Any semblance of hope to get back home is pretty much my mission. But I'm gonna pull out my pistol, and as I run, I'm gonna take a shot at the shark, and then just sort of keep moving. So first I'll just take the shot. Sorry. Thank you. First I'll just take the shot. That's 20 to hit.
20 to hit for the shark.
Yes.
That is gonna hit.
Nice.
With the damage.
Right.
So the shark just cruising through like mid-air as if it's swimming through water.
But it's got a human face.
It's got a human face.
Jesus, that's ugly. Not great. 4 piercing damage. And then I'm gonna use like my full movement. 25, 30, 30, and then dash 30 more feet.
It's an action to dash.
Who's a rogue?
I'm a rogue.
Bonus action dash.
Rogues. Yep. You get pretty far.
Well, I think that's 30, so.
Okay. Cool.
And then I'm gonna, just sort of stand my ground, take out my machete and my offhand.
Cool. Nice. You gave it a little shot to that shark, but didn't seem to really bother him. Up next would be Anansi. So you see this spider guy up in the distance. He's sort of just like, wait, hey buddy. Yanti?
Anansi?
Anansi! And they sort of do that, like run up to each other.
Yancy, you son of a bitch!
So he just goes up to his speed, 10, 20, 30. Probably like dash, another 10, 20, 30.
And you guys just like running towards each other. Slow-mo.
Yeah, and he's like with his spider legs. And you see his top arms open up to sort of embrace you.
Yeah.
You obviously run towards him. The shark starts swimming up to you, Silver. It's coming straight for you.
Yeah.
It has a swim speed of 40, so can someone just move it 40 feet that way?
Be.
So careful.
Sorry.
Yeah.
5, 15, 20, 30. Right?
40.
40, oh right, so then it would be
Okay.
like
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's a bit up in the air right now, so it's sort of floating just above you guys. And it's starting to dart towards you. But that was just its movement. So it's probably gonna dash, take its action to dash and move. It'll probably get all the way up to you, Silver. Or pretty
30.
close anyways.
40.
So you guys all like
10 feet away from her. Well, 10 feet away from your monkey.
No.
little shadow starts just cowering, getting up onto your shoulder.
Yeah, Shadow and the kittens.
All the kittens are still around.
Those on me.
The kitten starts to like freak out now. Oink, with hackles raising.
Me too.
Okay.
So make yourself like some kitten armor.
Yeah.
Cover yourself in kittens.
My babies. Okay.
Then next up would be Dekarabia. So you see that tiefling guy just like frantically flipping through the books. And it's almost like an exact replica of that day you encountered him in the library.
Oh.
So he's just like flipping through the books, frantically reading through them.
The forbidden book.
That's what he's doing. And then is Yanti.
Okay. So I face towards Anansi and I say, "Do you remember this trick, Anansi?" And then I'm gonna cast a witch bolt on the shark.
If I just turn the table, yeah.
Yes.
Turn the table.
Tables turning.
You literally turned the table.
The tables
Have turned.
Just move a bit closer. And the shark's within range.
Okay, do you attack?
And
What does it look like? What is
18.
18's hit, that'll hit.
Okay. So these like crackling blue bolts of lightning like arc out from my fingers and
Okay.
and I'll let it arc over you guys.
Palpatine style. Yeah.
Yes. And I'm gonna shock that shark.
Silver, all the hair on Silver is like
Standing up.
So because of my warlock thing, I'm casting Witch Bolt at level 2. So it's
Damn.
2d12. Just gonna roll twice. 12
Get it.
Max damage.
and 11.
Wow. That's one below max.
It's 23 damage.
For whatever reason, like as if it was really in water, like you sort of do see these ripples around it, and it just the electrical energy just cascades and gets bigger. It just forms this whole ball of crackling energy around it. The shop's like electrocuted. You see its bones.
Yes.
How much was that in?
X-rays.
It's like what was that? 23.
23 damage. Yeah.
God damn.
I said, God damn.
Okay, then it would be a Vendor.
So I am going to run towards this creature. I'm gonna take my full range and run 30
feet, yeah.
30 feet towards him, which would be 6 blocks. So
Is a halfling.
Oh yeah, sorry, you'd be 25, so 5 blocks for you.
5 blocks. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And then for Iona's move, Iona gets 50 feet. So Iona's gonna run past me. How many blocks would that be, guys?
That would be.
I think she has 40 feet of movement.
So 8 blocks.
She has. Oh, we took the claw raptor.
So it's 30 as well.
Okay, 6 blocks.
50.
50.
Okay.
Oh, geez, 10 blocks. Nice.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 10 blocks. I am aiming towards, going straight towards.
For the Allosaurus.
You can also use your action to run your full movement again.
You also do have a longbow, right?
Yeah, but
You
it,
can take a shot.
That
I
has
can, but the furthest that can hit and it's unlikely to hit is 6.
Long was 120.
no. A longbow is a
120
long
feet.
range.
Yeah.
That means it's
24
Cool. I'm totally gonna do that.
24
That is
blocks,
what I'm gonna do. So
Not
I'm gonna,
even with disadvantage. I
Yeah.
think.
I'm gonna whip off my longbow off the back of my back and
Blast him.
aim it directly at his crotch.
His crotch.
That's where I'm aiming. So I roll d20.
This particular Allosaurus has these kind of black inside of his mouth and black lips that sort of curl up into a Joker style
Nice.
laugh. So he's particularly menacing.
Yeah, I'm aiming at the like really thinnest skin I can see, which is around his crotch area. That's
Okay.
kind of where I feel
Go
it's
for
gonna
attack roll.
be. A 17 plus a
Yeah, it's gonna.
math, 25.
Yep, that's gonna hit anyways.
25.
Yeah. So then
Cool.
roll your damage for that.
So I roll a d8, which would be this one. D8 one.
Add 4 to it.
Oh, that would be a 11.
Wow.
11 damage. Wow. You take a true aim and just, this is your arch nemesis. You aim for that crotch and it flies true. Like, pegs right in there. See it screaming out in pain. But it does also anger it.
Oh.
Does his scream go into like a high pitch?
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely does.
alright.
Damn thing tried to eat Iona
Yeah.
Fuck
while we
that
were
shit.
sleeping. Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Gotta get him.
But then you see it turns towards you and it just fixes its eyes on you.
Oh.
It's coming. But before it's him, you hear the faint noises just fading in and out of the room again as the brew is starting to bubble.
I hear
feel if my shell is still like on me. Okay.
I feel like my heart is still beating.
You feel it here wherever you are, and it feels like it's still beating.
Check if my manhood's still there.
You're like checking, and you hear the witch. You hear like the faint whispers of an incantation as she starts to. As she's stirring this brew, and
Do I know what you're saying?
the shit, guys.
Do I know what you're saying?
well, you all the common language here is Akuban.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So you all it's more ancient. It's like you. It's the
It's
kind
more
of
like the verbal components to a spell.
yeah. It's like it's talking about mixing the things together, like binding them so that this brew may come to fruition. It's sort of like a spell that's guiding all these ingredients to fuse together.
So it's like ritualistic phrases.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, that's what you hear, and it's pretty scary. Because that means that the next ingredients are gonna be put in sometime soon.
Okay, who's next?
Then you hear a voice. I want all of you to roll a wisdom check, just a straight wisdom check for me.
Like a save?
Just a check and see who has the highest.
What is that? I've been betrayed.
22.
13.
14.
So, okay, you roll the highest wisdom check. You just hear this voice of the Tokiloshi in the cage, still like really scared. You can hear the bars like rattle a little bit. It's like kind of wood on wood. Yeah.
Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes?
Oh, good. I'm gonna try to help you. Okay. Imagine in your head the mirror. Take the shadow from the mirror, or try and find my pebble. It's a blue pebble.
And that's as much as you hear
Wait, what?
for this round.
Mirror. Pebble.
Mirror, blue pebble.
I just shouted.
Then it's your turn next.
I'm not sure if I'm just going senile or
That's
like
I think he's going senile. He's just shouting.
There's a tragic life. You just start puberty and then you start going senile.
it's the worst. Well, it's the best, I don't know. So, who's it now?
It's your turn.
Is it my turn? Oh, shit. Okay, so I look at Dekarabia?
Dekarabia.
Dekarabia.
The tiefling.
Dekarabia. Yeah, the tiefling guy. I'm just gonna turn this.
So this guy, he sort of has these just kind of blank purple-white eyes, sort of pale reddish skin with these big horns and this big load of white hair hanging off his back, and then he has this lavish kind of black and gold trimmed overcoats.
Hectic.
Yeah, and he has this big gap between his front teeth.
Passion gap.
Yeah, and he has this big nose as well.
Okay.
He looks a bit creepy.
So I stare around with my cane and I see Dekarabia and I'm like,
Dekarabia!
and then first of all I misty step.
Okay.
30 feet closer to him. So bonus action, but also like I go from my old frail man like stance into like fighting mode, almost like Master Roshi.
Buff dude.
Yeah, well not really buff, but just like all of a sudden he's not so frail and
Whole energy changes.
my whole stature. Right, so that's 30 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm gonna run up to him.
Must you step up to him?
Yeah. Well, I missed a step there.
Oh.
Or I guess it doesn't really matter. I ran here. Let's say I ran here, and then
Must you step right up to him?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can only get
Mr. Step can go through walls, right?
there. Oh yeah, so it's kind of like a.
No, but it can go through walls.
Oh, is there a wall here?
Well, you feel as you pass through.
No, you need to be able to see the point.
He can. Well, this is a weird scenario because he can see it, but there is technically like a force wall there.
Okay, well then you can go.
Yeah. So you feel like as you pass through that point, if you had walked through, there would have been like a solid force.
Okay.
But you pass through and you're
because
inside.
I Misty Step, I got through it. Cool.
What's the distance to Misty Step?
30 feet.
Yeah, it's 30 feet. Okay, then I'm gonna take out my Ikiwa. I don't know if I'm saying that
What's
right.
that?
It's like a short spear, basically.
Dope.
Yeah. And I'm gonna throw him with it.
Okay.
Yeah, so get up to there, and then I throw it. That's such a short distance, though.
So you've got 5, we got 4 feet. 5 feet.
No.
How far can you throw it?
I can throw it 30 feet, but with disadvantage.
Okay.
So yeah,
Well, I mean,
35.
what's happening at this point is you guys are starting to be overcome by the illusions. You know, in the sense that it's tugging at your like emotional strings.
it's starting to feel more real. In a
Yeah,
sense.
and you're starting to lose focus of what Dirkie had advised you guys to just look for a path out, and you're starting to get involved with these figments of your imagination.
Okay.
So
So let's do that. I'm gonna throw him with a short spear.
okay.
Oh god. That's a natural one. Can't go worse than that. You should see. Okay. So natural 1. What happens?
As you misty step in, you land on the ground, take those last few fumbles. You aim to throw, and you basically just trip over your own feet, and the Yukilwa just goes pegging into the floor,
Oh no, my hip!
and you are prone on the floor.
Okay.
Dekarabia turns to you and says, My, Sheldon. Flimsy as always, I see.
I will get you eventually.
I do not think that you will. And he just carries on casually, flipping through the pages. Yeah, you don't appear to be a threat to him just right now.
All right.
Is that your turn?
That is my turn. Yes.
Alright. Then it is the Allosaur. Yes. He has a speed of 60 feet.
Wow.
Holy shit.
And as you're running towards him, he's coming, let me see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 60. Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's just going to use his dash to get all the way up to your little friend. And you're just like running. You guys all like feel whatever ethereal ground is here shake beneath your feet.
And the watcher's like.
And he just gives that classic like dino screech as he's running, and then he just menacingly gets ready. You can see like drool coming out of his mouth. He's ready to like just go for a big chomp on your friend. But that was his turn for now.
Hectic.
Then it's Jabu.
Cool. Do I see, like, where's the mist?
The mist is sort of fading in from all around you guys, coming in little tendrils, bits and pieces, but it hasn't reached like the center of this.
Okay.
It hasn't reached anybody that it's gonna affect right now.
Okay, so I basically want to
So sort of like where you guys started, right?
Yeah.
Then like around that point, there's
Okay.
a big open space, and the mist is coming in. There's these
Okay.
thin little. The tendrils almost form like these freaky little hands, like
Okay.
reaching out.
Okay.
Can I see, like, if he, that he's watching the mist?
Where are you right now? You're still next to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see him sort of looking around into the horizon.
Okay. So I'm just gonna be like, get away from the mist. This is the most dangerous thing here out of everything that's here. And so then I'm just basically gonna say that, but I'm still gonna be like, but there's this thing here. So I'm just gonna take a swipe at it.
Angrily?
No, not really that angry yet. Yeah, so I'm just gonna take my great axe and I'm just gonna take one step here and I'm gonna go hack at it.
Okay.
Okay, that's gonna be
You roll a 16.
19.
Yeah, that will hit.
19 plus 5.
Whatever you plus to that.
24. Okay, cool. 1d12. This, where's
You
the 12?
just had it there. So that
As well?
yeah, so
Okay, cool. So that's 6 plus 3, that's 9
Okay, 9 damage.
damage.
What do you hit him with?
My great axe.
Your great axe.
Yeah.
Okay, so as the shark's sort of like circling above you guys, you just cleave at the belly.
Yeah.
And you see this like sort of slit open and some of the guts sort of like pop out a little bit. He's not looking too great, and from him, as if he was swimming in water, this blood starts to sort of pool in the air and float around as if it was suspended in some kind of liquid.
It's amazing.
So this whole scenario going on right now is very like ethereal and dreamlike. And then we're back on top with Dirky
I
Archer.
didn't have. What do I didn't have turn.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I was 10.
Shit, sorry. My bad. Okay, well, you were meant to go way before some other people. Sorry, what do you
It's
want to do?
fine. I am gonna look at Shakarga with rage in my eyes and say,
Shakarga, you are nothing. You think you're the Pirate King, but you're not. You are nothing.
But that's why it has a face. Oh god, it's an actual thing.
Make a wisdom
and
check.
I can't. Yeah, vicious mockery.
Oh, you're doing vicious mockery, but make a wisdom check anyways.
Okay. Oh, it's 17 actually.
17.
That's my thing.
So, yeah.
you plus anything to that?
What was it? Wisdom? No.
The shark,
0.
you see as you're telling him this stuff and saying that with such conviction, it starts to like shrink a little bit.
Oh.
Becomes a slightly tinier shark.
Whoa.
Still the like ugly face, but just smaller.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then he must do a wisdom succeeding.
Okay, he must
Right.
make a wisdom save.
Yeah. My spell save's
Is
14.
okay. He fails. What happens?
He fails. He gets a 1d4 psychic damage.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 3. And he has disadvantage on his next rolls. On his next attack roll.
His next attack roll. Okay.
And then I'm gonna say to Shadow, we need to get these kittens out of here. Come on, let's go, run. And like I hand Shadow the kitten as well. And I'm just like holding as many as I can, and Shadow and I start running in the opposite direction.
Okay.
I'm gonna run 30 feet. Yeah.
Alright. You gather all these kittens. Some of the kittens are like spilling over and like falling off and trailing behind because there's a lot of them.
Yeah, no, I tell Shadow.
And there's
she
still
must
the
keep
tree
them.
in the distance that's just growing.
Yeah, no, I'm
more
not looking at that one. I'm not looking at that one. It's too much for me.
Okay. Cool. Then, okay, so that would be the end of the round, and it's back to Dirky Archer.
Cool. Just sort of looking at these ruins, does it look looks like the same place?
Very much looks like that same place.
And does it look like before the magical trap activated and bamps me?
Yeah, it looks like it was just set up before that happened. You remember the last thing you did was you placed this amulet that split into 2 parts, and you saw this idol, this big golden kind of monster like the one you see here, who had 2 heads, and you knew the last part of the sort of ritual that you had to do was place both parts of the amulets over each head individually.
Do I have these amulets on me now?
Make a wisdom check.
4.
You try very hard to like manifest these idols in your hands, and they sort of flicker in and out of your hands, but then they fade.
Ah, fuck! And then I'm just gonna Shoot the dinosaur.
How often do you get to say that sentence, man?
Yeah.
Shoot the dinosaur.
20.
That will hit.
Do I get sneak attack?
You get a sneak attack.
Do I get sneak attack because one of its enemies are within 5 feet of it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Because you have advantage.
No, I don't have advantage.
He has an ally.
Or not well, it doesn't have to be
Your
an ally.
ally is next to it.
It doesn't need to be
Okay.
my ally, it needs to be an enemy of my enemy.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then you do.
This is my flame.
Ooh, haha, damn. That is 16 points of piercing damage. No? 20 points of piercing damage.
20. Oh my god, where do you hit it like?
I just sort of like aim for the back, dude. And I just blast the gun.
Yeah.
You've just been iced.
You see that it actually has a exit wound as well. So like you see it straight
through.
pop out the other side and the dinosaur like.
Ooh, sorry, actually, dude, I messed that up. It's not 20. It's 4 plus because I don't add my. It's 18. Sorry,
18.
I don't add my modifier to the gun damage. It's just 2d6.
Okay.
Sorry.
Cool. Still a lot of damage. You can see it visibly stops in its tracks and like freezes for a moment, wondering what the hell just happened.
Cool. And then I'm going to just kind of slowly back up towards the runic circle, and use my movement. Does it cost me extra movement to get up here?
Yeah, maybe just extra
5 feet.
Yeah.
Yes, it's 5, 10, 20, 25. Yeah, and then I'm gonna just kind of. I'm gonna stand my ground over there. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna use my dash action to get all the way to the statue.
Okay. While standing in front of the statue, you feel that old, familiar feeling of anticipation before you make a big discovery. And especially with this one, because you knew that this was going to be something big, but you just didn't know how big. And looking at it now, it sort of fills you with a lot of regrets. Would you have done it again if you were back there? Would you have left behind the people that you left behind, knowing that you wouldn't be able to return? Your head fills with a lot of these thoughts.
That's my turn.
Okay,
Yes.
then
Just got dark.
that's a deep one.
It's got dark.
Then it's Anansi again. Anansi looks at you and he's a bit confused and he's like, Yanti?
Nazi?
Who are you shooting at?
I'm shooting the shark.
A shark?
Yes. Now that you say shark, it's quite strange, yes.
I don't see a shark.
I see a shark.
Where? And that's about as much as you guys can say it around. But he pretty much just like
Speaks with me.
he speaks. You can reply to him. One more thing. What would you say?
Just see where my lightning is going. The shark's over there.
Okay. He's gonna.
It's over there.
He's still like maintaining the witch bolt. He looks over there. He's gonna try and see if he can. Oh, that was a natural one. He just squints. Nope. That's it. Then the shark is just gonna. He sees that Silver's going far away and it being injured now. It just lashes out and goes for you, Jabu.
Oh no. That's unfortunate.
Pretty unfortunate.
It's gonna have a nasty bite.
You don't have all your hit points because they were punching you earlier.
I've got 30 hit points.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so the shark has blood frenzy, so it's advantage on attacks against creatures.
It
that
has
don't-
disadvantage on its next attack roll
Alright,
because
okay.
of my
Well, now it just
vicious
has-
mockery.
Thanks for the save.
So it just has a straight attack on
Nice
that.
catch.
Fucking with a plan.
Does a 18 roll hit, right?
No, of course. Obviously it is.
I don't know. Yeah, like
Unarmored defense, not that great.
strong Barbie. Okay.
Put a hit on the Barbie.
I knew it.
That's your line.
Ooh, that's 11 plus 4, 15 piercing damage as it just goes.
Wow.
God.
Bites into you.
Wow.
Dying.
It's like half.
Yeah.
Hectic.
No.
Crazy.
How are you looking there, brother?
I'm
rough.
looking pretty rough.
And more of this blood just starts floating into this ethereal air. It's now just this thick pool of red. As you see,
Am I grappled now? What?
the misty tendrils also start to creep closer, and as the blood starts to fade toward the edges, you see these wispy white, like almost hand-like tendrils of smoke start to grab at the blood, like reeling it in,
Guys,
and it's just starting to creep closer.
I told you.
Can I shout something out or? No, it's not my turn.
Well, if you can do it now and then, like in your turn, you can't say anything.
I did already tell you guys that this
Okay.
is messed up shit, guys.
Okay.
Right, so that was that. Then it's the Dekarabi again, and he's just gonna momentarily turn away from the book.
How can you be on top of?
I'm like basically doing that thing.
Like a torch is on his back.
Yeah. Let's say I don't know my back. I'm looking like.
And he has this weird contraption like connected to his arm. You see, he has like these long overcoats, but he flicks it away, and there's this thing almost attached to his arm with like, and he puts a dagger in it, almost like a crossbow, but he pulls it back with a dagger in it.
Oh my gosh.
And he just fires it off at you.
Oh god. Was it me?
And your underbelly is so soft.
14 to hit.
That is a miss.
A miss. Okay, it just ricochets off the shell.
Bring it, Dekarabia, you bitch.
Oh, I will bring it. I'll bring it good. And he starts to walk towards you.
I say to him, keep talking like that, and you're just gonna get me aroused.
Whoa now. Hey there.
And I lick my lips.
Oh god, no.
Make an intimidation check.
Intimidation check.
Like, I don't know, there should be a...
It's not great. What's my intimidation? It will be like 0 actually, but like it's a 6.
Okay. Like he's a little bit affronted at first, but then he just shakes it off and continues coming towards you quite menacingly.
Menacingly.
Alright.
Like it rough.
Then it's Yampi.
Okay, seeing as I've already got this shock in my witch bolt, I'm gonna use my action to just do the damage.
Do it again.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna say quiet.
I'm gonna roll 2. 11.
11 damage.
Yeah.
How do you take it out?
So,
Finish him.
So the lightning bolt just like kind of maintains on him, and it does that like X-ray effect.
Okay.
You know, like but like after a while it just flashes, and it's only the skeleton that remains. Like I've fried off all the meat.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. The more blood just starts to like float off into the air, and the skeletal remains of the shark just swims off into the distance.
That's hilarious.
So and then I'm gonna walk towards my friend.
My friend. Watch my friend.
You can do it.
I'm right behind you. Then I'm like, hello. Anansi.
Yanti!
Buddy.
Son of a bitch. Still like excited. Alright, then the shark is gone. But you guys see the mist starting to edge closer and closer. And as more blood fills the air, this mist just starts like frantically. You see these little hands grabbing more and more of the blood, like pulling it into the mist, and the mist starts to become like a little reddish tint
Oh my
on the
god.
edges of it as it's starting to creep in closer.
I'm telling you.
then it is Avenda.
So I am gonna cast a fog cloud as my action
Nice.
from where I am. It's got a 20-foot radius sphere, so I'm just trying to cover up Iona with fog.
So it'll be, if you choose that point, it'll be 20 feet in each direction from that point, so 5 feet.
So it's actually, because it's a higher level, I add an extra 20 feet, so it's actually 40 feet. Sorry, because we're above level 1.
So you
No, that's for the spell.
No, that's
level.
just if you use the spell slot
At that
of
level.
second or higher. but you
Okay,
any
I
second
don't
level
have
spell slots
second
yet.
level
Yeah.
spells. Okay, cool.
So you can just do
it's
20
just
feet
20
radius.
feet, and it's still gonna cover up Iona, right?
Yeah.
From where I'm standing.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my aim, and I shout, Iona, use the cloud. Use the cloud. Knock him over. May the force be with you. And then with that, my turn, I'm going to still move. I'm just gonna move 20 feet towards him, and then for Iona's turn, he is gonna run straight towards that boing arrow sticking out of his groin,
Ooh, okay.
and he's going to maul at his junk.
Okay.
That's what he's gonna do. So I roll a. I roll a
It's
You roll a d20?
d20.
Freudian Wonderland.
So it comes to 25. Is
Natural
my, that's
20.
my attack bonus.
So now you double the damage dice that you roll.
First night of twins of 2020.
Cool. Okay, so that's 45.
No. So what happens is...
Five.
No.
No?
The damage dice. So when you roll a critical hit,
Where
it's
I roll
like...
my damage dice.
So now the damage dice is 2d6s.
Okay.
So you're gonna do 46.
No.
Oh, the
You
number?
roll the dice, double the dice, and then add the modifier. The modifier being like your strength score. So it's
That's
10
10.
plus 3.
13.
13
damage.
Okay.
Is that great?
To the Allosaurus, that really no, it's not looking great anymore.
Its junk isn't looking great.
What junk? There's nothing left.
Yeah, there's no junk.
Iona's still attached, like.
You see it sort of lift its little arms like. Just look down in horror.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he can't see anything because it's just a cloud, like, of fog around his junk.
I don't mean to be a buzzkill, but I think it would technically mean that your raptor also has disadvantage on the attack against the Allosaur if it's in the cloud. Because
Well,
it's like heavily
I
obscured.
gave him like a shout out.
no, but the
while I was
Allosaurus would be just outside
casting
of it.
it.
Wait, what do you mean? Outside of it?
Outside of the
Fog.
20-foot radius where she casts it
Cast it
originally.
first.
Okay. Wait. Oh, did you cast it with you yourself on the center point?
Yes.
I cast it from myself
Yeah.
before I made my move.
So like where you were standing.
Where she
Yeah,
was standing.
exactly.
But then it wouldn't cover him because she was 25 feet away from him.
No, she was.
No, she wasn't.
She was around.
No, she wasn't
I
there.
only
No,
ran
she was
20.
one.
No,
she
She
was-
was. There we go. She was there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
Then
one
yeah, then it would be.
No, I remember
Yes.
looking at it
Yeah.
and
Checking it
know,
out.
counting that it was exactly
So,
20 feet
yeah.
away.
Okay, technicalities.
Okay.
But then if she said she moved 20 feet forward, then she would be there.
So Iona would have been like just slashing and biting just
Right,
out of the
right,
mist,
yeah.
like biting and then going back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does that like?
Yeah? Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Cool.
Just holding on.
Sweet.
Then you hear his voice again.
Oh no.
All right then. Who to start?
You hear the clinking of knives.
Guys, we need to get the fuck out of here.
Yo. This isn't real.
Silver, you remember her mentioning the cat's tail first on the ingredient list.
You know what, guys? When I shouted at Chicago, he became smaller. So I think, I'm not so sure, but I think if we think this isn't real, it won't be real and we can get out of here. Do you understand what I mean?
There's no place like home.
Yeah, I think if we just think ourselves out of here and think that they're not here and they're not scary and nothing, just be really positive in the situation and just think really good thoughts, maybe we can get out of here and it saved my tail, to be honest.
Who mentioned the mirror? There was a mirror in that room we were in before. Someone mentioned a mirror.
You shouted out.
I shouted out about the mirror and the little blue ball.
Blue.
Okay, look around. Is there pebble? Is there mirror? Think about it. Everyone, think about the mirror.
So
Think about the mirror.
Are you thinking about a mirror?
I'm thinking about that mirror.
Make a wisdom. Was it a save or a check? I think it was just a check.
8.
Well, I'll roll against that.
Because I got 0 wisdom.
You see the mirror starting to appear, but then fades again.
Only her.
No, all of you, because everything is shared that you guys see. But she was
The mirror,
the one.
it's there. Get it.
That would have been your action to try and do that.
That's fine.
Okay. But it goes, but it fades out. So you didn't get
I'm gonna move
it properly.
Okay, now guys, think of the mirror. We need to get out of here. Okay, I'm gonna run into the center with. Okay.
All right.
But where was the mirror? Where did the mirror show up exactly? Did you see?
It would have just been wherever you imagined it.
Oh,
In the
okay.
middle.
Okay.
I was just imagining.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have seen it.
The mirror fades in for a little bit.
Well, I think he would have turned around once the
And-
shark was gone.
Actually, I just want you to make a perception check while that mirror was there for that brief second.
Come on, perception. Oh, that's double perception. Oh, so it's just +4. So that's 20.
20.
Dirty 20.
You see in the mirror, you see a figure trapped there. It looks like the witch you had seen before, but it's just a shadow. It's like her shadow, but
Okay.
trapped in the mirror.
Okay.
And it's like, up against the mirror, like all mime vibes, trying to.
Okay.
You know.
The witch is in the mirror. She's trapped in the mirror. We need to smash the mirror. Or, I don't know, what do we need to do, but she's in there.
She said something while we were in the room about owing someone favors.
Is there anything else you do on your turn? So
No, that's it. I'm all out.
then after that, you hear the Tokuyoshi's voice again.
Hello? Are you there still?
Hey, I'm here.
Waddling.
Okay, that was good. You got the murder in for a little bit, but imagine harder.
Okay.
Okay, that's what he says.
That's what he said.
And then it's your turn.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so was that fresh in my mind?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I'm gonna get up from my prone state.
Like, roll
I'm
back
like,
over.
I turned my back on you. And I imagine the mirror harder.
Okay.
That word kind of arouses Sheldon.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Sheldon, seriously?
What check is it?
It's just a wisdom
Wisdom,
check.
straight up. That's 19.
19. Okay, you bring all your mental focus as hard as you can together, and the mirror
What I
starts
just did for you.
It's that harder, man.
Where did you picture it?
Also in the center.
Cool. Mirror facing you, and you see the shadow now inside. Trapped. And then you guys hear this resounding voice again from the other room. What? As the witch realizes the mirror is now
In the dream room.
perhaps gone from her.
What? Dope.
Wait, what? It's gone from her room.
Yeah, you just heard her exclaim what.
Oh, okay, we don't know.
But I mean, that would be a logical assumption, but
Yeah.
you don't know.
Was that my action?
It would be your action to
Just think of it.
So basically, from now on, you guys can use your action to make a wisdom check to try and alter the reality of the stream in some way. Whatever you try to do, the harder it is, the harder the wisdom check will be.
So can I use another free action to speak in my turn?
Yeah, sure. You can.
So I'm like,
The next thing is the pebble. Imagine a little blue pebble. Picture it.
and then I use another bonus action to Misty Step away from this guy.
Okay.
Back up.
Yeah, to the mirror actually.
We can do 6.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just gonna come stand here.
Okay.
God, I'm beautiful.
Do I see myself actually? Do I see?
You do see
reflection?
yourself, but in between, like the movements of the shadow. So
I can't like attack the mirror or anything.
not this round.
Alright.
Then,
Try and go through it.
then
Yeah, can I actually have more movement? So can I just touch the mirror? My hand on it.
you touch it, it's real. You feel like slight vibrations as the shadow on the other side is tapping against the glass.
Is it her shadow?
It looks like her. It has the same like dreadlocked hair, the same like kind of wide-shouldered, bony frame.
Hello, beautiful.
God, shout it.
If you hold your hand against the mirror, you see there's like these long-nailed fingers just like caressing your hand.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
You will be mine.
Yeah. All right. The Allosaurus, now heavily pissed off and crotchless, basically, just makes one last like one last like
Sad
anguished and desperate strike towards you, Avenda. But now it'll be with disadvantage, because of you guys obscured by the mist.
Nice.
That is a 4 plus whatever is probably gonna miss. Let me just free you here.
16, no, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna miss. So he comes at you with a claw, but that misses. All right, and then he sees, almost realizing that he's defeated, with bleeding out, and again this blood is pooling into the air. He tries to turn around and like walk away, and you see sort of like pain in his eyes. Move him 60 feet.
And then you both get attack of opportunities.
Yeah, if you want to, you can make strikes on him.
60 feet, that's so far.
Yeah, he's huge. But he's sort of slowly lumbering. Do you attack him as he walks away?
No, he's not real. I've just realized this is all a dream. I don't need to attack him. Attacking him's just going to bring more dodgy smoke into the room. So no, I just let him run away.
Make a wisdom check.
Oh.
Plus.
Wisdom, 10.
10. Okay, it doesn't have to be very high. As you come to that realization, you solidify it in your mind. He dissipates.
Nice.
Not real.
But if he's not real, I'm Nancy.
Oh no, shame!
Make a wisdom check.
Nancy. 50.
And as he's not to dissipate.
This is his nightmare.
Where do you roll to cry?
Cry shame.
Yeah. So for a moment you become so paranoid and you like trip yourself out about what's real and what's not. You don't know whether he's real, and as you start thinking about that more and more, he starts to fade away. And he's like, as his
It's like the
whiskey
end.
tendrils.
It's like the Infinity War.
Oh,
Thanos.
no.
The Thanos ash.
Oh, that's so bad. Mr. Stark. It feels so good.
Alright, that would have been Allosaurus. Jabu, you're lost up in this
Okay,
initiative.
cool. So I'm like really like bleeding out now, and I'm starting to get panicked. I'm freaking out. The mist is starting to crawl in, and I freak out, and I turn around and I see all of a sudden this mist, and I just like my heart starts pacing, and I'm just like getting really upset. I just run to it as fast as I can. I don't know what I have to do. I think I just want to attack it, so I'm gonna.
Towards my fog cloud.
Plus another 30 because I've got aggressive, and then I'm gonna go for. And as I get there, I just rage out of nowhere and I get there.
And that mirror is in the middle of the fog cloud, by the way.
Oh, it's in the middle of the fog cloud. Okay. I'm in a rage.
You roll with your attack with disadvantage.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. So as I rage, my body just bursts into flames. And
You, I think you roll on that.
I did roll it. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I rolled in there. That's what I got. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So my body bursts into flames, and basically the 30-foot radius around me, there's like bright light just shining from me. 30-foot
Shooting
radius.
through the mist.
Wow, so now everything in the mist is illuminated, this like orange, bright.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. And then so I'm really annoyed. So I'm just gonna take a swing at the mirror.
Okay. At the glass or just at the...
I'm from the
Probably.
back, so I don't think I can get
Yeah,
the glass.
you can swing around. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So now I'm gonna go for the mirror. I'm gonna hit
I mean,
that.
you can even turn the mirror and...
Cool.
smash
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
glass
gonna do. Cool.
Make an
I'm gonna make
attack
her reckless. I'm just gonna go reckless.
Go.
Cool.
Oh my god.
And the mirrors are still standing up.
So then it's just a straight roll if it's reckless.
Doing this?
Because you have disadvantage.
But doesn't the light illuminate the mist? So I can see the...
Yeah, I would say the fact that the mist is illuminated would sort of counter out the fact that you're standing right next to the mirror. I would say that you should be able to see it pretty clearly right now.
Cool. So
Oh yeah, you know what? Sorry, man. That's my mistake as well because it's ranged attacks have disadvantage if you're heavily obscured. So melee attacks.
okay, cool. Awesome.
That's true. That's my bad. Sorry.
No problem. So yeah, cool. So 19 to hit, and that's gonna be.
Oh yeah, 19 on an enemy object.
Where is it? So
Smashed.
D12. Is it D12?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Are we supposed to smash the door?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
5,
Should someone
6,
be
7
stopping
plus
him, or what's going on?
2,
Where's the
that's
blue
9
people?
damage.
9 damage.
9 damage.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, it's just glass. So it shatters. And
Plus I do plus 5 damage as well. I don't know how much exactly, but yeah. Oh, my rage damage. So that's okay. That's 11 damage.
added on to that.
No, plus 2.
Okay. Yeah, well, you smash that mirror to pieces. Like the wood of the thing at the back almost also splinters through. But as you do, there's the silvery back of them, because usually mirrors are like silver,
Yes,
and then glass on top of it. So the silvery back is left there, and this is like weird, it like boggles your mind. And there's also the mist going on, so everything's just a lot happening. But the shadow starts to get out.
Oh my god, guys. She's coming out.
Climb out of
Kill
there.
her.
And with that, the actual witch appears in the space with the guys.
In the space of the shadow, or
Oh,
No, she appears.
my kittens. My kittens. My babies.
Here she is.
Kittens are not real.
She appears. She appears a little while off here,
Oh my gosh.
sort of with the bubbling cauldron next to her as well.
epic.
And she looks
That's
confused
so
for a moment, and she's like,
What? What have you done?
and the shadow now sort of like all kind of 2D and flimsy, like flopping around, starts to walk clumsily out and looks at her and then starts to run. The shadow's
Which
just
way?
running off.
Oh, can I take attack of opportunity at it?
Yeah, you can make a swing at it with disadvantage
Sure, yeah.
because it's a shadow.
And this fog.
And I can't recklessly on attack of opportunity.
So is the shadow just on the ground like a shadow would be, or
No,
Is it an
it's,
actual
it's
black
sort of
thing?
like standing up at the moment,
okay,
like
okay.
sort of flopping around.
it's
Can I reckless on this and an attack of opportunity?
Reckless attack on attack of opportunity.
If you say you're attacking reckless, all your attacks until your next turn
Yeah.
have advantage.
Oh, you go.
So for your whole round, but all attacks against you have advantage.
That's fine.
Yeah. But then it would just be a straight roll because you have disadvantage.
True.
So just re-roll one. Yeah. Oh. It just whatever you
Wow.
you hit with the axe again.
Great action.
The great axe. It just slides through the shadow,
Cool.
and at that point she flops to the floor, and then you just see the shadow sort of running sideways on the floor.
Like a shadow move. Oh, that's hilarious.
And the witch on that end is just looking completely distraught, looking at the shadow run away. And she just looks at you guys again. And she's...
And the light doesn't affect the shadow at all?
Well, while in that kind of luminous space, it was a lot dimmer. But once it starts moving out of there...
How far does the shadow get?
Well, it doesn't... Okay, well, we'll just add its turn right after yours. But it pretty much runs like 60 feet, basically. A movement and a dash.
Do I think that this is the curse that was bestowed upon her? Because she just mentioned something about...
Well, you get the obvious feeling that she doesn't want the shadow to escape, just by looking at her. And probably it has something to do with a curse or a situation that she doesn't want to be in. But she's pissed off.
But it's definitely her shadow, right?
It looks exactly like her outline, like her mannerisms. Yeah. Okay, so the witch appears here, and her bubbling cauldron, which now has this kind of green...
Oh wow, there she is.
Yeah, there she is.
She genuinely just appeared.
And this kind of greenish purple smoke coming out of the cauldron, and she just mixed the moonflower in there, so it has like this sweet, sickly smell coming out of there. And she just looks at you all.
You have made Gamossi very angry.
Gamossi?
You are fucked up. But I will deal with my shadow later. Whether I kill you out there or in here, you will die all the same.
Oh, wow, good to know.
And then you see her nails, like, well, she just puts out her hands, you see these black, kind of dirty nails. And, well, it's not her turn in the end, you managed to, but she just gets ready.
Kill out.
It's back to you, Durkee.
Durkee. I stand there looking at this golden idol and I look at my hands and I see the sort of flashing of these medallions as they sort of glitch in and out of the dream world, and thinking of all my regrets. I think this isn't the way out. And I turn back, kind of sadly, as the amulets fade. And then I'm gonna charge this way. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Make a little hop off that last time.
I'm gonna land. I'm gonna whip out my pistol. I'm gonna say, "Sorry, lady, but there's a bookie back home who's already got my heart." And then I'm gonna shoot it.
Bookie backer.
Natural one. That means my gun misfires. Fuck. Okay. So I'm cool it with the fucking one-liners.
And then she just turns to you and says,
Oh, if I want your heart, I will have it.
Then I'm going to kind of awkwardly, while still looking at her, kind of dash. Use my bonus action to... Oh, that's the best! 30 to just sort of dash back that way.
Does that fog cloud does it stay there? Is it a concentration spell?
It stays for the entire...
Yeah, it's not a concentration.
Yeah,
Not a concentration.
lasts
for a
no, it's
whole
not a
year.
concentration.
At will. Dissipate.
Can you dismiss it?
Dissipated, yeah.
Okay, so just remember that you can let it go if you want.
No, I don't want to. I'm happy in the cloud. I just hear her voice like over there.
Oh no, it is a concentration spell.
What?
Up to 1 hour.
Yeah, it is.
So if
I
you
think once you stop concentrating on it, it dissipates in a certain amount of time.
Okay.
Okay.
No, it should be straight away, because if someone hits you and you stop concentrating on it, it would just disappear.
I think it says it in the... It lasts for the duration, or until a wind or moderate or moderate or greater speed.
Yeah, but surely if your concentration ends on it, then it would go away. Otherwise, there's no point in concentrating.
The duration of my concentration.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
But anyways, it's still there right now. Just had to figure that out.
Wording.
Okay.
Oh, which means you're all in the thingy now.
Anansi is gone. The shark is gone. Decarabia is still here. And where'd you go, Sheldon? And he just starts walking towards this door. 5, 10, 20. Opens the door. And peers out. Ah, there you are.
We can't see because we're all in the fog.
He loads up another dagger into his thing.
Oh, God, this guy.
We're in the fog.
Is Sheldon in the fog?
Ranged attacks hit.
You would be in the fog, so yeah, disadvantage.
What, can you, like, smell me? What the fuck?
Possibly.
I think I can. Okay, the disadvantage is a natural 1.
Oh,
He shoots himself in the eye.
No, but his thing jams temporarily. Oh dear. And he just goes to work on trying to fix it.
Oh, where's that shadow thing, by the way?
That should have fucked off.
Oh, it's gone.
But okay, it would have been like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. It would be about here right now. Maybe I'll put something down there for it. Have this skeleton out to get me.
I wonder which one we should chase. Which one do we go for?
No, I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. But next up is Yanti. What do you do?
Shit.
Again, I'm gonna witch bolt the witch.
Witch bolt the witch.
You think you're cool?
You're not.
oh.
But 10?
10 to hit.
Yeah.
No, that does not.
Neither am I.
Apparently. Oh man.
So the witch bolt just, but it sort of just fizzles around her as if there's something sort of interferes. Then it would be Avenda.
I am going to move 30 feet towards the witch.
No.
Yeah, please.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
So I have
Ooh, wait, you've got 25 feet.
25 feet away
So
from me.
there.
There you go.
Okay, so
You have a long bow.
I still have 5, 10, 15, 20. So now I want to use my detect magic. I want to cast that spell and I want to see if I can see if she has magic or if she's just brewing a magic potion. Because like if she has any kind of power in her own being. So I open up my cloak and I take out some pepper and I put it between my hands and grind it up and blow it towards her.
It has a radius.
Yeah.
Take magic is like a 30-foot radius.
30 foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are
Nice.
You would be
It's just within.
just within range.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to see if she
Has magic. I'm just trying to detect it.
You detect the essence of magic starting to form in the pot itself. A combination of the incantation and the ingredients being put in there. And you also detect her as a magical being herself,
Okay.
with some innate magic.
Okay, cool. Now I am going to take out another arrow and shoot it straight towards her head.
I think detect magic
Detect-
might be an
yeah.
action.
Okay.
Detect
never mind.
magic would have been your action.
Cool. So I've done my action. So now, obviously, the fog has dissipated since I've moved my attention away as well as my body.
You can. Detect magic is also a concentration
It's
spell.
concentration.
So the fog
Right.
cloud then.
The
It
fog
would've-
disappears.
Gone away. So Ayana, I want to scream to Ayana. Oh, I don't know. Ayana, run towards the shadow.
No.
And Ayana is going to take 40 feet towards the shadow.
Okay, cool.
Oh, no,
She can go 50 feet, right?
That was super clever.
40.
35, 40.
It's 40.
40.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Good catch, Carl.
So you see your like kind of big raptor looking. So these are like Jurassic Park raptors,
Yeah.
the big ones right away, and she just bolts. It's a girl, right?
Yes.
Okay, so just starts bolting after that shadow. The shadow's sort of like looking over, trying to run faster. Yeah.
Okay. She just grabs hold of the foot of the shadow. She's got it in her mouth.
Okay, well
Try and grapple it.
make an attack. Yeah, a grapple.
Attack.
Disadvantage because it's a shadow, or
12.
Oh, second was that 12.
plus if it's an attack or an athletics check for grappling is also athletics.
It's
contested athletics.
Strength. Yeah, athletics versus
So I would
athletics.
use my attack bonus, or I might
use your athletics is +5.
So that's 17.
17.
Okay, it's gonna make one. You. What happens if it's exactly the same?
Then it succeeds. Yeah.
Oh, like AC. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Try succeed in
No,
grabbing
no,
hold.
you succeed.
It succeeds.
Oh.
Oh no.
It succeeds in.
So she bites it, and it's like in there for a moment. The shadow is like freaking out. It's silent, completely silent, which was eerie. But it's stuck in its mouth for a moment. But then it pulls through, and like part of the shadow actually like rips. You see these little like tendrils of it, wispy tendrils. But then it gets up again.
But it's still in front of me.
It's still trying to run.
Question. Did anything happen to her when the leg of the shadow ripped?
Well, are you looking at her?
No, I'm not.
At her. No.
Who
No,
would
but
be?
I am.
You are. Yeah, you see she has like a visible shudder in her leg.
No blood.
No blood, but it's just a shudder.
She's got a twitch.
She flinches.
Kill the shadow!
Okay.
Okay. That's my
Is
turn.
that your turn?
Yeah.
Alright. Then it is Gamosi. You see her start to just put her hands together.
Gamosi gets what she wants.
And she starts to just rub her hand together and start to say some mumbo jumbo.
What deal son chiaro nase?
And this greenish, like sickly light starts to radiate out from more or less here. Just a sphere spreading, and it bends around the corners of the mirror. It like folds around everything and like encompasses all of you within 30-foot radius of that sphere.
Lame.
Oh my gosh.
That's
all
a
of
lot
us.
of you.
Except for your safe zone, I think.
Yeah, still very good. This smell must be
15.
smashed.
Yeah, so you guys are just missed.
And okay, so all of you in that sphere make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, thank goodness.
Is this against the poison?
It's not a poison.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, 15.
Is it nighttime?
It would be nighttime. Yeah.
I'm 7.
Okay.
So Yanti has advantage against magical saves during the night.
Dope.
12.
14.
15.
Okay.
4.
7.
Oh, it's just so many of you in that. Okay, who was lower than 12? The two of you.
Thank the goodness.
Okay.
So I got 12 on me now. Thank goodness.
Nice. Okay, let me see here. What gathering some dice here.
That was a loud sound of dice.
A not pleasant laugh.
You guys take 16 points of radiant damage.
Gosh.
As you feel, this is like radiation basically. You feel like your cells in your body start to burn.
Like steam coming out of my mouth.
It's not a save for half. It's just a straight save for some reason. Yeah. So those of you who did save, yeah, you either duck to the floor and get out of the way, or just step out of that sphere slightly. and it doesn't affect you.
Ow.
And me? Oh, do I do the same thing?
The guys are saved, nothing happens to you.
Alright, cool.
And those of you who failed, you get that damage, and you also get 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh my god.
So you
it's full-on
immediately feel like. And immediately after that, your whole body starts to emit this greenish glow of light.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, that's not good.
Alright. So 1 level of exhaustion means I think you have disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws. Yeah. Let me just make sure about that.
Fuck's sakes. I was gonna ability check right now, man.
Yeah, disadvantage on ability checks. That's 1 level of exhaustion.
Wow. There's a lot of disadvantages.
And then that would be her turn, and then she just stands there and gives you all a chuckle. Who's up next?
I don't know.
It would be Silver.
Okay. I'm gonna tell Shadow. Shadow, you hang back here. Keep the kittens safe. Fly them to safety.
Not real.
Does my disbelief in them make them disappear?
You're a bit preoccupied with other things at the moment to concentrate on the kittens.
No.
So I'm gonna use my feline agility. And it's 60 feet. I just counted. It's to there. That one. Yeah. Just a bit
What's the
faster.
agile feline?
Alrighty then. Okay. Then I'm gonna.
Persona.
All the way from here. Spray her. I'm
Cat
not.
spray.
I'm a female, guys. I don't do that.
Come on, just do it.
Oh my god.
Throw one of the cats.
Oh my god, you guys are evil. This is evil.
Maybe she's
Okay.
allergic to kids.
I'm gonna fire a crossbow at her.
Alright, make an attack roll.
Okay. Oh. That's 6, 15 to hit.
That does not hit.
Oh my god.
Once again, you see this sort of like interference as the crossbow bolt just like sort of almost warps around her.
Okay, well then I'm gonna use my precision strike as a bonus action. I can double my proficiency bonus to the next attack against a creature.
Okay.
So I'm just setting that in motion.
Cool. Alright, so you sort of.
And then I'm also, as my, I don't know if I can do this, but I'm gonna think of the blue pebble.
Okay. It will be an action to concentrate on trying to bring something
Alright.
in. So on your next turn, you can decide whether you want to shoot or concentrate on the pebble.
Okay. And then I'm just gonna shout out, guys, what about the blue pebble? Someone think of the pebble? The pebble? Yeah? No?
I'm thinking of it right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. Then you just hear the voice of the Tokoloshi again in the cage.
Yeah.
Saying,
You're doing great. Doing so good. Just carry on.
and then the voice fades again.
That's good.
Guys, we're on the right path.
Alright.
Apparently. According to the voice in my head.
And then it's your turn right after that.
Alright, what do I do?
Seychelles and shining with like bright lime green radiation.
What's green and like orange together?
Orange.
Because that's what it is.
Oh yeah, you guys are like bouncing off each
No,
other.
wait, what you saved though.
I saved it, yeah.
So I'm glowing against. It's like
And my
it's
orange.
beautiful actually, just like the combination of colors. But
like kind of brown.
brown lights.
You killed our image.
Just shat. Just shat all over our light.
Let's keep it beautiful. It's two separate lights, green and orange, radiating, and a bit of brown in the middle.
Alright, so how's your...
How are you feeling? Are you injured?
Me? Yeah, pretty fucked up.
And I place my hand on him. Just to kind of feel him, and then I give him some like I like rub his back a bit. And then I give him this like little brown bowl.
Okay.
And you don't know what it is, but I just shove it in your mouth. Basically, it's cure wounds. So I'm gonna,
Nice.
Is it cure wounds or the good berry?
no, it's cure wounds. It's just how he
Okay.
kind of applies it.
Delivers it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He forcefully shoves this thing in your mouth.
Special delivery.
Yeah, special delivery. So that's 1d8 plus 4, so 8 healing for you.
I appreciate that.
Can I still do? What's it take to like look at something and try and not believe in it?
Try and not believe in it. Well, it's an action either way.
Okay. So I can't look at Dick Arabia and be like, you're not real, you're not real, you're not real.
No, it would take your action to focus on something and. Yeah.
Alright, then I will just Shadow or Witch? Which one shall I take?
You know, it's awesome.
Which is kind of
1,
sorted
2,
in.
3, 4, 5, 6. That's about as far as I go. Until next turn.
Nothing else I can do.
All right. At this point, the witch just looks at you all and she sees the shadow still like running now because it escaped the grasp of Iona.
Yeah.
And the shadow just continues to bolt. And as it's sort of running on this like sort of crippled leg, Gamosi also feels it and her leg like visibly shudders. And she just looks at the shadow and looks at you guys with like anger and like biting on her teeth.
You have wasted my time greatly. But I have to find my shadow.
She whispers under her voice, and you guys can hear her just whisper that slightly, and
I will have to come back and find you another time. But find you, I will.
and she holds out her hands, and you see this like the whole space that was before kind of silvery and white and expanse now becomes darkened, as if a cloud has just pulled over, and she starts to mutter something again. And she goes, and all of you guys feel this like revolt in your bodies as your own shadows cast by whatever lights, the light coming off of these two. So your shadow sort of, when your shadow sort of splits in two because of two lights, so it's sort of this green and orange cast, and all of your shadows sort of stretch out simultaneously and come to a center point and knot together.
Oh my god.
And they're not together. And she just looks at you.
Now you will never go too far away from each other so I can find you easily.
And she slips a little pebble in her mouth and disappears. And at that point,
The pebble.
you guys still frantically scour around to Iona, still chasing the shadow that way. You guys are still like making like last attempts of strike at her, but she's gone. And for like a while still, you guys are trapped in this realm of dreams, but you start to get more and more of a hang of this thing of like imagining things going away and bringing the real world closer to yourself. And slowly but surely you get yourself back to the hut. And you guys are tied up there, and you find yourself back there, now not as groggy, the medicine is weared off. you're the whole time just scratching.
Nice.
And as you come back, the ropes fall loose, and you are still also doing something, but you're sort of just, there's like kind of puke and
I've
drool.
got my opa's old pocket knife in my thieves' tools. But
And so
it's very stout. It's very dull.
the two of you get loose, and after this whole ordeal, you start to loosen everybody else up. And you guys are just like, what the hell just happened?
Oh, fate's so tired.
Yes.
Wait, so the lady's gone?
She's gone now. She's chasing her shadow somewhere.
Oh, nice.
You guys saw that, right?
Like
You were
yeah,
on
we were
that
in a dream together.
We were there.
That was crazy. That was wild.
And then you just hear from the cage say, "You made it! Yes!"
I go open that cage, man.
He's like excited there. Where's Kamosi?
I mean, she disappeared. She left.
She's gone.
You know, guys, I've got a kind of a feeling we need to burn this fucking hut to the ground.
I'm with you.
Am I still on fire?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go about freeing any captured animals.
There's a lot of weird stuff in there. There's like those seaweed people.
I'm gonna
No, I
go
mean,
look
are
on the
they
shelves
alive?
and
They're sort of alive.
Oh, man.
Okay, then I'm slowly gonna carry them outside and everything.
They sort of like try to slither away.
yeah.
I find a nearby pond and just throw them in.
This is what is best.
Be free. Live your life.
They're like, I'm drowning.
All right. So there's the other Tokiloshi sees you guys coming back, the one with the gouged out eyes, and he's sort of just free. Doesn't really know what to do.
I go towards him and I pull out the pen in his head.
You pull it out.
Yeah.
He just looks at you as if trying to look at you, but there's just these hollow sockets staring at you, and he slowly crumbles and collapses to the floor. And
Oh wow, does that? So that's what that does.
And the other guy says, "Yeah, that's what they do to us, the witches."
Is there any keys I see like hanging that might
Keys?
to open the gates?
His kid.
Or is that cage?
It's more just like really tightly tied on with the knots on the
Okay.
outside.
Can I Eldritch blast the cage to shatter some of the...
Okay.
What the fuck?
I mean, it's just like thick wood and sort of like tar that holds it together at the joins, and this thick piece of twine wrapped in lots of knots, but the cage just shatters, and he sort of
Calm down. Calm down.
Super son!
Oh man.
You almost killed me.
No, I tried to kill the cage. The cage.
Oh man.
Oh, but thank you for saving me. Eh? Where are you guys from?
I think that's a long story that we can definitely talk about over and talk.
Yeah, we can walk and talk. But,
You guys know any good bars around here?
well, I can show you guys to where I stay. It's by a river. It's very nice.
Insight check.
Okay.
It's not great.
What is
It's
it?
8.
8.
I'm proficient in insight.
I mean, after what you've just been through, you don't know what is real and what's not,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
what's
that's
a lie.
true.
And he says, but I mean, like, it's up to you guys. I can show you back. I'll take you to the edge of the city if you want to do that, or you can come visit my place. You know, like Tokiloshis, we misunderstood. We're not like that.
Yeah, I mean, you seem like a cool guy.
Yeah, I think we should trust him. He helped us to get out of
racial
it.
inequality.
We're friendly men, but the witches they take us and they do that.
Yes, cock, I see.
And
Yeah, sorry,
you
man.
see he's
How long
visibly.
have you been strapped here, man?
She caught me about like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks, a fortnight. Wow.
I don't know that, but 2 weeks.
What did she want to do with you?
Probably turn me like that. I don't know. That's what they do. They make us like servants. But I mean, thank you for saving me. And
Did you know that guy?
I did. There was my nephew.
Oh, sorry, mate. It's
And
a rough one,
you see
eh?
like
It's a rough day
You
for
see
you.
like visible like little tears, and he's actually a really cute creature.
Okay,
It's a
come
little
on.
furry
Let's go get him a
goblin.
drink. Come on. Everyone, let's go.
Okay.
Let's
Right.
go get on the piss.
It's his
have
voice.
a liquor night.
He gave us the advice for the mirror.
Yeah, that's true, hey?
He
I'd
said
go
it
to
was me.
shake his hand.
It was me. I saved you guys. You owe me something.
That's you on the cage ready.
Well, that's something, I guess. And,
No, don't worry, mate. I'll get you a drink, and a favor for a favor. It's pirate law.
As you guys walk out of this hut, I don't know if you
I want to look if there's anything we can take.
you wanted to loot something.
I just
okay.
want to loot whatever I can
Yeah.
find.
Cool. Just roll a D100 quickly.
7.
Yeah, I know. 7. You find a pretty cool drum covered in a skin that you think is pretty cool to just.
Ah, yes.
Okay. Yeah. If the rest of you take things as you walk out, you just want to grab something, I'll let you. We'll start off next time. I'll tell you exactly what you took. Yeah. As you guys walk off out of this hut, this whole ordeal is actually time has been warped, and it's actually been the whole night, and you guys are tired, and you walk out, and it's almost like sunrise coming up in the distance. You're somewhere in the jungle. It's a bit swampy. It's a bit jungly. And there's a bit of dappled light coming through the trees from the sunrise. And as you guys see that, you see your shadows are all tied together.
Oh my goodness.
How far can we get from each other?
You you don't know that yet. You haven't tried.
Okay.
And as you guys walk away, deciding whether you're going to follow this Tokiloshi to see his little riverside home, or whether he's going to lead you back to the edge of the city, that we will see next time.
Sweet!
Nice, guys.
Thanks so much. We just want to obviously thank again Unplug Yourself for the awesome DM screen and the player's handbooks and the stuff. We didn't look at it much right now during the game, but before we started rolling, everybody was like frantically going through the pages of this book. So thank you so much again, Unplug Yourself. Go check them out on their website, unplugyourself.co.za. Also check out subscribe to their newsletter. You get updates every month about what events are happening, what new games are coming out, what like conventions, just a whole bunch of tabletop gaming stuff. Whether you're already into tabletop gaming, whether it's trading card games, RPGs like D&D that we just played, or just board games in general, because it's not the heyday of Monopoly and Scrabble anymore. There are literally thousands of epic board games you can try out and play. Go check out Unplug Yourself. They will be your gateway into this whole world of tabletop gaming. And this was our first episode, Tabletop Mountain. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, because you can win one of those awesome 3 minis, the Rojas, the Boulet, or you can win that, or the land shark thing, or 3 gobos. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Good job, guys.
Woo!